That'd be fun, I guess. Oh, there's that microphone. It fell.
Bronk,
What up, TB?
what do you think my next move should be? Give it to me straight. Maybe it's just time I hang him up.
I got one word for you. Retirement. If you retire now, you're gonna be walking on soft sand in a week. Just come to Florida and feel the wind in your hair. Retirement is like winning another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
On the Spotty Network, this is what Tom heard.
If you retire now, you're soft and weak. Just come to Florida and win another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
Just go win another one.
Like it's that easy, Gronk. Maybe it is. I still feel like I have a lot to accomplish.
My goal is to win one more.
And Gronk's coming with me.
I'm retired from retiring?
Mom, where are my football pants?
Don't trust big decisions to just any network. Go with T-Mobile, the GO in 5G.
And I'm not soft or weak either.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
UFOS Active Recovery. Because life keeps you on your toes. Because you want to shine when you rise. UFO technology absorbs impact with every step, so your body doesn't have to. Because standing still gets you nowhere. Get yours today at ufos.com. Feel better. Feel the U.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases. My family breaks records.
My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything. My family makes history.
My family wins championships.
There's no family. There's no family. There's no family. There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Welcome to Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth on a beautiful Friday night as the Harbor Hawks and Commodores are set to tussle here on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. I'm Zach Berman alongside Drake Tull and Bria Losick. And well, last night the 11-7-5 Harbor Hawks got a taste of their own medicine as a team that uses walks and wild pitches to their advantage got burned by, well, walks and wild pitches en route to a 12-10 loss against Wareham. And this team's MO has been throw strikes. Last night that wasn't the case, and for more on that, let's send it down to the coaches show with B.J. Johnson. Well, it's just about right before pregame here at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, and I'm here with Coach B.J. Johnson. And Coach, this whole season the Harbor Hawks have been beneficiaries of the wild pitch and the walk, and last night the Hawks got maybe a little bit of a taste of their own medicine, so to speak. Sure. How can you cut down on that tonight?
Well, what you hope is you just hope that's just an aberration, and I think it probably will be. I mean, I think Cotto is going to give us a real good start tonight. You know, it's a kind of an adage that you don't win a ball game early, but you can sure lose one early. And we tried to claw back. I thought we did a pretty good job on that. We hit as many hits, and we were victimized by a couple bad hops too.
Now, with that being said, I've been told that you are, in fact, a Civil War buff, so care to elaborate in the matter?
Yeah, last night was probably our Gettysburg. So we were trying to do Pickett's Charge, but we just didn't get there.
Well, 47 years ago, the Hawks lost 12-10 to the Wareham Gatemen, and tonight they're looking to turn the tide here against the Commodores. Thank you, Coach, and first pitch coming up next. As always, thank you to Coach Johnson as we're greeted with a Coast Guard helicopter flyover here on... Yes, that was a very, very close-up view of Coast Guard helicopter. But anywho, MacDale Cotto has the bump tonight for the Hawks, and he looks to prove that yesterday's pitching woes were simply just a fluke, Drake.
Yeah, he certainly does, and that's something that, hurt the Harbor Hawks yesterday. When your pitching allows 12 runs, your offense puts up 10, but, I mean, look, I'll put it like this. If the offense scores 10, shouldn't be an issue winning a ball game.
Absolutely, and you know what they say, baseball can be a family affair, and Bria Losick is now here to prove just that with Coach Eric Beatty and some special guests.
It's a family affair here at Fuller Field. I'm alongside all of the Beatties today. Jackson and Tate are helping out as Bat Boys alongside Coach Eric Beatty. Guys, what's it like helping your dad and being Bat Boys?
It's kind of easy. Having a dad on a team's not hard.
What has your dad taught you, and how has it been having him coaching you throughout the years?
Lots of things, pitching, hitting, fielding, a lot of that.
Who's your favorite player on the Harbor Hawks?
VQ.
And then, Coach, what's it like having your kids up here?
Oh, it's awesome. They're all my kids, but having my biological kids is pretty special.
All right, thank you so much. Have fun today, guys. From Fuller Field, I'm Bria Losick, Harbor Hawks Baseball Network.
Thank you, Bria, and as always, thank you to Coach Beatty and Coach Beatty's two kids, Jackson and Tate. And, well, Hawks and Commodores about to kick things off here. And meanwhile, you look at the records, and Falmouth may not jump off the page in terms of where they sit in the standings, as they're currently last in the Western Division with a record of 9-12-2. But don't be deceived by the numbers. Falmouth is 3-1 in their last 4, including a sweep in that home and home on 4th of July weekend over Cotuit, and they're starting to really add to this roster.
Yeah, they are. It's a team that's getting hot at a pretty decent time in the middle of their schedule, but they need to be hot for an extended period of time, considering their record right now just isn't doing it across the span of the league. I mean, if you want to go to the playoffs, you just need to be in the top 4, and they're the outside looking in, but just by a half game. So every game matters down the stretch as we get halfway through and more into the season. So you'll see a Falmouth team that's hungry for now their first win against the Harbor Hawks as well. It's a team that has a lot to play for. I think you're going to get that out of Falmouth tonight. But, oh boy, Zach, their stats over the course of this season, their pitching has just fallen apart most of the year. If the Harbor Hawks can take advantage of that again today like they did against Falmouth at Gov Fuller just a week ago, I think the boys in blue will be all right.
Well, the Harbor Hawks are 2-0 against the Commodores this year. They won on a walk-off wild pitch earlier in the season back on the home pastures of McKeon Park, and then a 5-1 win here a week ago. And for the Commodores, the man they're putting on the bump tonight, who the Harbor Hawks lineup is about to greet, that would be Chase Jeter, not related to Derek, out of Bryant University, and the lineup he will greet.
Yeah.
Mitch Jebb leads off at short. Justin Hyannis batting second and DHing. Nolan Shanuel, one of the hottest hitters on Cape Cod, batting third at first base. Cole McConnell in the cleanoff spot at center field. Tito Flores back in the lineup at left, batting fifth. Jacob Campbell behind the bump, batting sixth. Don Patelli at third, batting seventh. Phil Matulia batting eighth and right. And Riku Nishida batting in the 9-hole per usual.
Yeah, it's Riku Nishida's show here recently. The guy has been solid. He's brought himself up to 263 batting average, which is 20th best in the league. He leads the Cape Cod Baseball League in stolen bases with 12 now. He's 14th in on-base percentage, and in the last 7 days has 7 stolen bases, a 474 OBP, and a 375 batting average. You can't find much of a hotter bat, especially out of the 9-hole.
He had 3 hits last night, one of the first Harbor Hawks to accumulate such a stat. Now, quick little look around the diamond for Falmouth. Halter at third, Mooney at short, Stovall at second base, Walsh at first, and in the outfield right to left, Brutcher, Pinckney, Chestnut, Cromwick behind the dish, and Chase Jeter on the bump.
Yeah, Chase Jeter's a guy that's going to give you, get ready for this, 82-86 on the fastball from the left side. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup that he'll utilize. That curveball sits 74-78. His changeup 74-78. If we see the slider tonight, 73-77. He's mostly a fastball guy, though, especially on the first pitch. 70% of the time he's going to pump you a fastball in there. So we'll see if he utilizes that. And I misspoke. It's not the curveball he goes to every now and then. It's the slider he uses a lot, and it is the curveball he goes to every now and then. So fastball, slider kind of guy, the changeup in there every now and then, an occasional curveball as well. You can see how the Harbor Hawks work against 85 tonight from the left side. So far, that's kind of been their kryptonite.
Well, Jeter, if you look at his stat line on Cape this season, he's had a pretty good season, all things considered. An ERA of 2.07 and four pitching appearances. And the big thing to note, more hits than strikeouts. 9 hits to 7 strikeouts to 2 walks and 8 2/3. But seems to be a guy that generates a lot of weak contacts, ground ball outs, and that's something the Hawks have struggled with. But someone who has not struggled is Mitch Jebb, who steps into the batter's box. He went 3 for 5 yesterday, 2 RBIs as well. He's one of the hottest hitters in the league. He comes in today with a .333 average, and Jeter is ready.
And Mitch Jebb, third in the Cape Cod Baseball League in batting average.
Jebb is ready. And let's have at it tonight. First pitch, Jebb takes a little bit of a low fastball, called strike, count 0-1. It is a Friday night.
The ankles are in the zone tonight. Well, that's good to know.
It is a Friday night, so Falmouth is in their special Cape Cod red jerseys. The 0-1 pitch is a breaking ball, called to strike a little bit higher, about belt level.
Now, you said a breaking ball, and you would think that's the case.
That's the fastball.
That's the 85-mile-an-hour fastball. That's kind of the higher end of what you're going to see from Jeter as well.
I mean, everything's going to look breaking compared to what Magdale Cotto throws tonight. The 0-2 to Jebb, and Jebb hits it on the ground to second base. Stovall will take a couple steps to his right and fire across in time for the out, 1 down.
Well, hello, Mr. Stovall, pride of the University of Arkansas. I've seen him play a game or two over the course of his time. One of the best young players in college baseball, and Mitch Jebb has been retired there in his first at-bat, which doesn't happen very often, but luckily he gives way to Justin Hyannis.
Justin Hyannis, 2 for 4 yesterday, an RBI, and his 62nd career hit by pitch.
Ooh, that guy deserves a medal or something.
He comes in with an average of 267 in the first pitch. Hyannis takes up high and in for ball 1. How about this? A couple weeks ago, Hyannis and Shanuel were both sitting low 200s. Now they both come in sitting 267 equally.
Yeah. Both those guys in the top 20 in the league in batting average now.
1-0 to Hyannis, and he rips it right at the first baseman Walsh, who makes a catch on the line for out number 2.
Yeah, solid play there from Walsh, just coming up on the baseball a little bit and making the grab and hit it where they ain't. That's the old adage, and Justin Hyannis got great contact on it, hit it right to Walsh. But again, now you give way to Nolan Shanuel, who is the hottest hitter in the Cape Cod Baseball League right now.
Nolan Shanuel, fringe Team USA guy out of Florida Atlantic, and he has been en fuego, to say the least. He had 3 RBIs in the loss to Wareham last night. He takes a first pitch a little bit low for ball 1. Shanuel, 4 RBIs in his last 3 games, 5 in his last 4. And he's had hits in the last 6. Shanuel takes that one low. Call it a strike.
Call it a strike. Again, the ankles are in play tonight at Gov Fuller Field. Shanuel's been red hot, and let's see how he's able to adjust to a guy in Jeter that's solely pumping fastballs and solely pumping them around 85, 86 miles an hour.
1-1 to Shanuel, and he takes, that's a legitimate breaking ball low.
Yeah, 62 miles an hour. That's a joke.
Well, the radar gun is flashing 53.
Yeah. I wouldn't be too surprised.
2-1 to Nolan Shanuel, and he hits it on a line and right at the shortstop Mooney. So 2 hard contacts in a row, both wind up in the gloves of Falmouth infielders to retire the sign. It's a 1-2-3 first for Chase Jeter, and it's now Magdale Cotto's time to shine through a half inning. No score on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations. With 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future, T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Tastes like a Coke.
We nailed it!
Coke Zero Sugar. Have they nailed it?
Sounds like they really nailed it, huh?
Nailed it. And that's when you said... So it really tastes like a Coke.
Yeah, that's the point.
Welcome back to Guff Fuller Field in Falmouth. No score here. Zach Berman, Drake Toll, the Harbor Hawks and Commodores set to have at it. It's a West Division showdown, and on the bump for the Hawks is none other than one of the friends of the broadcast booth in Magdale Cotto, who's put together a fine season thus far.
He is the hardest throwing left-handed pitcher in college baseball. Has hit as high as 99 miles an hour off the bump for Kentucky, and for the Harbor Hawks, he's been lights out. Magdale Cotto has come to some really tough spots, even as a reliever, and gotten himself out of them, or gotten the team in general out of them. So he's been a lights-out guy who worked from a reliever role originally, has now become a reliable starter for the Harbor Hawks, and is one of the top 3 or 5 arms on a roster that's filled with really, really good arms.
Well, this is a new-look Commodore lineup, and it's interesting to see how they will test Magdale Cotto, and they begin with Alex Mooney, who started 54 games this past season at Duke.
Yeah, you get Stovall tonight and Travis Chestnut, both of the Harbor Hawks have not seen. So you're right, this lineup looks a little bit different, but it starts with Alex Mooney, who the Harbor Hawks have seen once before.
Mooney this season in 21 games, an average of .267, that with 6 RBIs, 1 home run. Lefty on righty. Cotto gets his signs from Jacob Campbell, the catcher, tonight, and here's the first pitch. Inside corner, called a strike. Tops out at 94 in the count, 1-0. Your fielding arrangements for the Hawks: Shaniel at first, Riku at second, Jeb at short, Patelli at third, and the outfield left to right, Tito, McConnell, Matulia. The 0-1 pitch taken high and away, 1-1, and just Jacob Campbell behind the plate tonight.
Yeah, maybe one of the last games that we see Jacob Campbell as he gets ready for the MLB draft this July. Really helped his stock here on Cape Cod.
1-1 pitch, it's fouled away. Let's see where Cotto tops out there. He's hit 93-94 to start out, so looking good out of the gate for Magdale in the count 1-2.
Yeah, fastball, 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 first 3 pitches, and when you can gun it as fast as he can, it'll play.
Here's the 1-2, lefty to righty. Cotto gets his signs and deals. Pitch is hit on a line and right at Nolan Shaniel. So in the first 4 outs of the game, 3 of them have come on hard hit balls right to the gloves of infielders.
Yeah, a few well-hit line drives, and again, it's the adage, you hit it where they ate. The Harbor Hawks have not done that, and there you see Mooney's not able to. Pretty good piece of hitting, just right to the glove of Nolan Shaniel.
Colby Halter steps in, another guy the Hawks have seen prior. He started 20 games for the Doors this season, an average of .313. 4 homers, 9 RBIs. He's got some pop in his bat. Lefty to lefty. Cotto sets and deals. Halter shows bunt, but Cotto delivers one way up high at 95. The count 1-0.
Yeah. Hello there, Colby Halter. Here's 95. How do you do? Halter has actually faced Cotto, though, Florida product. When Cotto threw his fastest pitch of the year, 99 miles an hour, it was actually in a game against Florida.
Cotto deals again 95, up high 2-0. 2 seasons in Florida combined for Halter. He's got a combined average of .264, 11 home runs, 59 RBIs as a Gator. 2-0 from Magdale. He delivers, and it's catches the upper half of the plate. 96 from Cotto.
Halter didn't like that one, turned around to the home plate umpire and said, "Are you sure?" Blue said, "Yes, I am." Count remains at 2-1.
2-1 from Cotto to the number 2 hitter Halter, and Cotto deals and high and away, 95 again. Now the count 3-1, and man, the difference between watching Jeter throw 82 to 86 on his fastball, meanwhile Cotto hitting upper 90s.
Yeah.
2 very different pitching styles on display to start this game. The 3-1 to the number 2 hitter Halter. Cotto deals, and it's a swing and a miss. Now the count goes full 3-2.
Good spot there from Cotto, blowing it by Halter. I mean, he just wasn't close in the swing either. I say 3-2 here. Go back to your fastball.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cotto gets his signs from Campbell. Sets and deals the payoff pitch. And it's a swing and a miss. 96 with break from Magdale Cotto for out number 2.
Yeah, you think about this. Magdell has gone a total of 10 pitches through the first 2 batters, and all 10 have been fastballs. Until another team's able to catch up with a fastball at 96 from the left side, keep throwing it. Until you have to use the slider, until you have to use the breaking ball, just keep humming it by, guys.
Well, from one SEC bat to another, now Peyton Stovall digs in, lefty on lefty, first pitch inside 1-0. Stovall had a heck of a season down at University of Arkansas. 295 average, 6 homers, 31 RBIs, 226 plate appearances, 52 games. So he came onto the scene in a hurry. He takes a high fastball, 2-0. Only his 6th game on Cape so far. And, you know, he's sitting right there, 222 average, but that's typically how a lot of these good hitters come onto the Cape before figuring things out with the Woodbats.
I know this guy.
2-0 to Stovall. He takes a fastball low, called a strikeout, 2-1. Now, Magdale Cotto, one of the first times we talked to him, he talked about his experience pitching in Fayetteville, and I'm sure that Stovall has a very different opinion of that ballpark in Arkansas as he takes a pitch low, called a strike, now down to 92 in the count, 2-2.
Yeah, it was Cotto said, no disrespect, said it was the greatest place he'd played a college baseball game was Fayetteville, but the fans were certainly rowdy, and I'm sure Stovall would be able to attest.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. The 2-2 from Cotto. He gets a weak chopper close to the mound. Campbell barehands, fields, fires in time. Nice play by Jacob Campbell. And both teams a 1-2-3 first aside, and after 1, no score from Falmouth on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Traffic is treacherous. There's a fender bender on the pike. Gonna be a wicked commute. The expressway's backed up to the gas tanks. Gridlock. Crawl. Snarl. Jam up. Bottleneck. Log jam. 128 is a parking lot. You'll be late for supper tonight.
Keeping your car road ready is what we do best. At Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there.
Hey, we get you there too.
Choosing T-Mobile is like paying for this, but getting that. And so much more. More 5G bars in more places. More savings so your family saves 20% versus the other guys. And we won't raise the price of your rate plan with our price lock guarantee. Get more with T-Mobile. More 5G coverage, more savings, and even more cool stuff.
"10 minutes was all it took to get through the first inning of play. 6 up, 6 down, a side for each team, and it's now the top of the second here from Gov Fuller Field. No score, and it will be Cole McConnell, Tito Flores, and Jacob Campbell, 4, 5, and 6, stepping into the batter's box to face off against, man, I almost called him Derek Jeter, Chase Jeter.
Yep, no relation to Derek.
No relation also to Chase Jeter, the former Duke Blue Devil and Arizona Wildcat basketball player.
Arizona Wildcat and Duke?
Yeah, started at Duke and then transferred to U of A. Cole McConnell. I don't want to say slump. A little bit of a cold streak for Cole. He did go 1 for 5 yesterday with an RBI single. His average is down to 277. First pitch to McConnell at his shins. He takes low ball 1.
Yeah, comparatively down. I mean, about 50 points from where he was a week ago, but still on the higher end of the Cape Cod Baseball League, number 12 on Cape Cod in batting average.
McConnell swings and misses 82 miles an hour on what looked to be the slider, in the count now 1-1.
No, 96 will not fool the Harbor Hawks, but 82, it's like a magician's cast a spell on these bats sometimes.
1-1 count and coming. Jeter deals, and the pitch taken low. Now the count 2-1 to Cole McConnell, and
I'd love to know the difference. Even on the left side, we've seen the Harbor Hawks have success against hard-throwing lefties, but when anybody drops into the mid-80s, the struggles start. I'd love to know why.
McConnell swings and misses on the 2-1, 85 miles an hour, like you said. Now the count will go 2-2. McConnell tied for second on the team in RBIs with Justin Hyannis at 8 apiece. The leader now Nolan Shanuel with 9 RBIs.
Yeah.
The 2-2 to McConnell, and he just barely catches a piece of it, chops it foul. The count will stay 2-2.
Well, and it's not just the Harbor Hawks either, because you've seen the success already from Chase Jeter, and the guy's been good, better than good on Cape Cod. Just a couple of earned runs in almost 10 innings pitched.
2-2, Jeter deals lefty to lefty. It's taken outside, and the count will run full on McConnell. He is a stolen base threat should he reach, so you don't want, not necessarily a guy you want to walk. He's got 4 swipes on this season. 3-2 payoff pitch. Jeter deals, and it's laced into right field, fair over the glove of Walsh. And McConnell is going to hustle his way towards second base. The throw is cut off, and Cole McConnell, a leadoff double and the first hit of the ball game.
Well, a solid piece of hitting there from Cole McConnell that just found its way over the glove of Walsh into right field, and I'm surprised that Brutcher had no want to throw that ball down to second base. Just kind of lobbed it into the cutoff man, and kind of a slow start, it feels like, for both these teams. Looks like everybody needs a nap, which you get to that point 23 games in. However, the Harbor Hawks can keep the energy they've had in the dugout even after a loss. They will be quite all right tonight.
Well, from the tied with second team RBIs to the guy that's tied for third in team RBIs, Tito Flores comes in. I like the lefty-righty matchup, and Tito swings right through the first one, 84 miles an hour. The count 0-1. Flores comes into today, 284 batting average on the season for the Michigan man.
Yeah, Flores is another one of those guys in the top 20 in the league in batting average, number 11 at 284, despite a 1-for-12 stretch his last couple of games.
Took yesterday off the 0-1. Tito takes outside 1-1. So 5 and 6 in the lineup today, did not play yesterday.
Yeah. I think they're trying to get Tito back into a groove. When he was in the 1 or the 2 hole, he was really hitting well. So we'll see what he does here out of the 5.
1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Runner off a second. McConnell, he is a threat to run, so curious to see. Jeter now checks back off second, deals the 1-1 pitch. Tito hits it weakly on the ground to third. Halter charges, fires, and it gets away from the first baseman. Walsh coming home, and scoring is McConnell, and the Harbor Hawks take a 1-0 lead on what's surely to be ruled an E5.
Tell you, that right there starts with the fact that charging in on that ball is Mooney. He had the play made at shortstop, and instead Halter just comes and sweeps it right up under his glove. Made no sense why Halter ran on that play when he didn't need to. It was Mooney's ball. Halter took it from him. Miscommunication, he threw the ball away right there. It starts with having trust in your teammate to make that play, and that comes from miscommunication and teammates just not being able to put it together.
So a 1-0 Hyannis lead, and now a runner off of first with Tito Flores, and Jacob Campbell steps into the batter's box, shows bunt, pulls back, takes a called strike at 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Again, enjoy Campbell while you have him here. One of those guys that expects to, I expect him to go pretty high in the draft upcoming. Also, that error was number 31 for Falmouth this season. They lead the league in errors.
Well, we've enjoyed Campbell for his time out here, and I'm sure an MLB organization is going to enjoy him for a while longer.
No kidding.
The 0-1 to Campbell. Checks his swing. Did he go around? They say yes, he did. Now the count 0-2.
Yeah.
Once again, 75 miles an hour from Jeter. So he's just mixing these Hawks up with some of the slowest stuff they've seen all year.
Tough to be a fastball pitcher when you top out at 86.
0-2 taken outside. That's the slowest pitch we've seen tonight. 73 now from Jeter.
He almost is a true fastball pitcher, though, when you look at his stuff. Jeter's a guy that wants to go to the fastball against almost anybody he faces, and throws it 66% of the time to lefties.
1-2 to Campbell. Here's the pitch. Campbell swings and misses, so Jeter dials it up to 83 on the fastball.
Yeah, fooled by the 83-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's 66% of the time to lefties, 53% of the time to righties, but especially on first pitches, 70% of the time to both sides. He loves to throw that fastball.
So we go from Jacob Campbell to Dominic Patelli, and Patelli, who started this season with his average somewhere in the mid-hundreds, has now climbed up to 230. He's really starting to put it together at the plate. And when you combine that with his defense, he's become quite the valuable asset for the Hawks as he takes a fastball called low, 1-0.
Yeah, Dom has done pretty much everything the Harbor Hawks have asked him to do out there. He has no errors in the field either, and that's where the Harbor Hawks really needed him. Now that he's come along with the plate, solid asset.
Out of the stretch, Jeter checks off a first, and Flores now deals the 1-0 outside and low, 2-0. Now, Dom last night was the victim of a vicious divot in the McKeon Park infield.
Twice.
As he had balls squared up twice that ended up flying over his head. Some might say that the divot in the infield could have been Wareham's MVP.
Yeah.
2-0 to Patelli, and Jeter deals, and it's ripped to right. That's a base hit. Dom will stop at first, and stopping at second is Tito Flores. So first and second with one away for Philip Matulia.
Good spot for Phil here, and he comes to the plate with an average that sits at just 154. Not exactly where he wants that to be, but a guy who feels like gets the hits when they count, right? So his RBI numbers are fine. He's great at getting hits with guys in scoring position, typically not the worst strikeout guy either. So he's kind of a guy that goes to the plate, does his job when you really need him to, and hopefully he comes through here with Tito Flores 180 feet away from the plate.
Tito Flores off of second, Patelli off of first. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. Phil Matulia, like you mentioned, 154 average on the year. First pitch to Phil. He takes inside, almost hits him, and the count 1-0.
We'll see how well that Chase Jeter will work with a couple of guys on here. Hasn't had to do that too often this season so far.
Hawks scoring their only run of the game thus far, and an error by the third baseman Halter. Pitch taken low by Matulia at 83. The count now 2-0. So it is an unearned run for Mr. Jeter. Now, that would mean he still's only given up 2 earned runs all season. That's his first unearned run he's allowed.
He's got a whip of 1.27 coming into this one, so solid stuff from that side of things as
2-0,
well.
and Matulia, high fly ball, shallow right field. Brutcher coming in, making the catch. Nobody will tag. So the runners hold. And that will bring up Riku Nishida with 2 on and 2 out. And
can of corn there for Brutcher. Nishida with a nice new haircut as well as stepping into the box. And boy, what a time for him to be up there. 20th in the league right now in batting average at 263. Leads league in stolen bases. In his last 7 games, though, 7 stolen bags, 474 OBP, and a 375 batting average. Can you say hot?
As Riku tips his cap and smiles to the home plate umpire. He digs in lefty on lefty against Jeter. 2 on, 2 out. Jeter will check off a second. And one has to think that this pitch speed is more what Riku Nishida is used to seeing in his time at Mount Hood Community College.
Yeah, probably so. Maybe he's more comfortable with it. We'll see.
First pitch, Riku shows bunt. It's a good one. Jeter fields, fires, and it's just in the nick of time. On a close play, Jeter collected and threw to first, gets the out 1-3. So the Harbor Hawks do bring home 1. They strand 2 more base runners. It's 1 run, 2 hits, 2 left on after 1.5 innings of play. 1-0 Hyannis on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
When you need a better place to work, CapeSpace is the place to turn. In today's changing work environment, shared workspaces offer a flexible and affordable alternative to conventional office space. At CapeSpace, we offer a wide range of membership packages to suit your professional needs, complete with office amenities like high-speed Wi-Fi, coffee, printing stations, reception service, and private meeting rooms. Visit our website today to learn more.
UFOS Active Recovery. Because life keeps you on your toes. Because you want to shine when you rise. UFOM technology absorbs impact with every step, so your body doesn't have to. Because standing still gets you nowhere. Get yours today at ufos.com. Feel better. Feel the U.
Mac Del Cotto back on the bump for his second inning of work, and he will have to deal with the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Falmouth Commodores as they trail 1-0 to the Harbor Hawks. And Jacob Walsh steps in to lead things off, a future teammate of one, Riku Nishida.
A couple of Oregon guys. The Harbor Hawks actually played Walsh in one of his first games. They believe it was his debut. Cape League debut was against the Harbor Hawks earlier this season, so he was behind the dish, if I remember correctly, in that ball game. Riku got to talk to his future teammate, and here he gets to see him from a distance.
One of two straight Oregon Ducks in the lineup as Josiah Cromwell, Oregon's catcher, sitting right behind Walsh at 5 in the lineup. First pitch lefty on lefty to Walsh is in the dirt for ball 1. Jacob Walsh struggling a little bit out of the gate on Cape Cod thus far, an average of 196 in 20 appearances. He does have power, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs on this season. The 1-0 to Walsh, and it's a high pop foul behind us. Count 1-1.
And 295 batting average to Oregon this past season. OBP of 363 and a slugging to wind up his slash at 454.
1-1 to Walsh. Kodo deals in a swing and a miss. Kodo dialing the breaking ball down to 84 miles an hour. Count now 1-2.
Walsh, 227 at-bats and 6 home runs in the spring. He's already got 4 home runs through 20 games on Cape Cod.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Kodo deals, and the pitch swung on and missed in the dirt. Magdale Kodo getting Walsh to bite on the changeup, and there's 1 away.
Very nicely done from Magdale to go with the off-speed right there and fool the hitter. Walsh goes down as the second strikeout on Kodo's day.
Well, that brings up Josiah Cromwick from one Duck to another. Cromwick sitting right at the Mendoza line, 5 games into his Cape career, no home runs, 1 RBI. Bats from the right-hand side. First pitch, Cromwick takes a called strike, about chest level 93.
Yeah, good fastball there again from Kodo. Took a little velo off of it, but still able to blow it by most guys.
0-1, Kodo deals, just missing outside. Now the count 1-1.
Yeah, there's a slider from Kodo. Didn't miss by much. Think that Campbell liked it. Could have been a makeup call there.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Magdale deals, and the pitch is fouled right towards the Commodore dugout. Count 1-2 on Cromwick out of Palo Verde High School outside of Las Vegas.
And when it comes to foul balls today, they will be very dangerous thanks to the grandstand in right field and the lack of a fence in both left and right field past the dugout, really.
1-2, Kodo delivers, and it's inside and low to Cromwick. Now the count 2-2.
He went the anti-high and outside with the fastball, the one that you typically like when a pitcher is ahead, but still at a 2-2. I bet you Kodo works that fastball again here. Nope, off speed.
2-2, Kodo deals. The bat goes absolutely flying towards the the Harbor Hawk dugout. Everybody's okay.
Yeah, no, that wasn't a case of a broken bat. That was a case of Josiah Cromwick saying, I'm tired of this thing. I'm going to throw it as far as I can after I swing. And it landed on the Harbor Hawk dugout. It just slipped right out of his hands. Don't see that very often outside the Little League game.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cromwick gets the bat back in his hands. Kodo deals, just missing his Magdale. Count will run full 3-2.
Maybe it's a mechanism, a defense mechanism. Maybe, everybody understands, including Kodo now, this guy might just throw his bat at you. We probably shouldn't upset him.
Well, the payoff pitch now to Cromwick. Kodo deals, and there's a rocket to center field, but right at Cole McConnell. Takes 1 or 2 steps in, makes the catch. 2 down to the bottom of the second.
Well, goodbye, Cromwick. Hello, Andrew Pinckney out of Alabama, the center fielder who... against the Harbor Hawks, the first time these two teams played on a rainy day at McKeon Ballpark, Pinckney made the error. It was the error that helped the Harbor Hawks end up coming back in that game and winning late.
That was one of the more shocking errors we've seen in recent memory.
No errors in the spring in Alabama.
One of the best fielding center fielders in the Southeastern Conference. Pinckney takes a called strike 1 fastball at 95. The count 0-1 this season. Pinckney in 62 plate appearances, right at the Mendoza line, 200. 4 home runs, 10 RBIs. Hawks lead 1-0, bottom of the second, the 0-1. Pinckney takes a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count will run even.
Fastball slider there to start off Pinckney in the at-bat from Magdale Kodo. Keep him on his toes.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Kodo will deal. And that ball is fouled away. The count 1-2. Another SEC on SEC matchup, a very SEC-heavy lineup here in Falmouth, where you have everybody from Georgia to Texas A&M to Alabama to Arkansas. I guess you can count Oklahoma now.
Yeah, they're in the SEC technically. Texas as well, and everybody else, honestly.
As time is called, well, I can tell you that Dean College has actually accepted a bid to the Big Ten. So,
trying to keep that league together, I guess.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the second. Lefty on righty. Cotto deals. It's in the dirt, trying to get Pinckney to chase, and the count will go 2-2 on the Crimson Tide center fielder.
If you're listening on YouTube out there, big thanks to our producers, Ella Gibson, Abby Stokes, for our little ticker there at the bottom of the scoreboard.
2-2 pitch incoming. It's a high pop, foul territory as it drifts away. Lands with a couple fans, and the count will stay 2-2. It's a good constitute of Harbor Hawk fans joining us out here tonight in Falmouth. We saw a couple of Fighting Illini shirts. One has to wonder if it's either Jacob Campbell or Justin Hyannis related. You'd assume so.
Or both.
Or both. Here's the 2-2 pitch incoming, and it's another weak chopped foul ball down the right field line, and we stay 2-2. But yes, almost a full visiting bleacher packed with Harbor Hawk friends and family.
And Falmouth fans that want to stay out of the sun, because they built this stadium with their home bleachers directly in it.
2-2 pitch incoming, 2 outs, bottom of the second, in a tie in a 1-0 game as the pitch weakly fouled off again.
86 in the slider there, trying to get Pinckney swinging or looking. It was in the zone. It evens the count, but Cotto's a guy that's thrown now 5 times. This is his 6th appearance. 4 of those 5 came against the Wareham Gatemen. That's a fun stat.
2-2 pitch incoming, and Pinckney takes up and in. The count runs full, 3-2.
You wanted it. Good on Cotto there. You're 2-2. You can go outside the zone and work with something there without walking the guy. Now you got to come back on the 3-2, though.
Payoff pitch, 2 outs. Hawks up 1-0 here, bottom of the second, and Cotto deals. Check swing. Did Pinckney go around? They say yes, he did. Doesn't look like he's gotten the memo, as he was almost 3/4 of the way up to first base before turning around.
Well, a big part of that is the home plate umpire never checked the call to anybody. He called it himself, and he called it very incorrectly. Pinckney didn't come close to going around there. I'm really confused, number 1, how that was called. Number 2, why it wasn't designated to the first base umpire, but even still works out for the Harbor Hawks, and they've yet to allow a base runner.
Well, it's Cotto's 3rd strikeout in 6 at-bats thus far, and it's 6 up, 6 down for the hard-throwing lefty out of Kentucky, and the Harbor Hawks will take a 1-0 lead into the top of the 3rd on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
Taking steps to create a better future. Now, the pure fresh taste of Dasani comes in a redesigned bottle. Up to 30% made from plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
To the top of the 3rd we go. 1-0 Hawks over the Commodores here on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network, and it will be the top of the lineup. 1, 2, and 3 leading off for Hyannis. Jeb, Janis, and Shanuel. And Jeb had started off the game with a weak grounder to second base. The following 2 bats hit hard line drives just right into Commodore gloves. So we've seen this top of the lineup be a huge spark plug for the rest of this Harbor Hawks team. Wonder if that continues here in the top of the 3rd. First pitch, Jeb takes a breaking ball low, count 1-0.
See how quickly they can hopefully get to Jeter here and what Wareham's got in the bullpen.
Wareham?
Yeah, you know, I've been watching it. I got the stream pulled up here.
Pitch fouled away by Jeb, and the count 1-1. Yeah, I know. We've already played Wareham, what, 5 times this
Over
year?
the course of time, just every team becomes Wareham once you've played them 6 times, or 7 or 10 or whatever it is.
Well, the Harbor Hawks only are slated to play Wareham once more in the regular season. That's next Friday.
Yep.
They've still got a week of games left to go. The pitch, Jeb. Another weak chopper to second base. It takes a high hop. Jeb almost beats the throw out from Stovall. No such luck. And Mitch Jeb 0 for 2 with 2 ground balls and 2 4-3s.
Jeb at least made the play close right there. Now you get Justin Hyannis, who is top 20 in the league in batting average and been really solid as of late. Just a consistent hitter for the Harbor Hawks.
Hyannis hit a line drive out his first time up. Comes into this one 0-1, an average of 263 now. First pitch, and Hyannis takes a breaking ball. 74 at the knees for a called strike number 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. The pitch to Hyannis takes way low. Count now 1-1. Harbor Hawks a 1-0 lead on a McConnell double, which he later scored on via an error. As Hyannis chops it down the first base line, it will roll foul, much to the chagrin of the dugout for the Commodores.
Yeah, it wasn't foul by much, but still the right call there from first base blue.
So it is 1-2 now on the Illinois Champaign first baseman / DH, and the pitch is hit again, same spot, foul ball.
Yeah, another good piece of contact at least from Hyannis, and he can just put that in play, especially in the gap. It's a pretty wide hole there, right up in the gut.
Hyannis tied for second on the team with 8 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. High fly ball down the right field line. Coming in and diving and making a fantastic catch is the right fielder Drew Brutcher, who tracked it into foul territory and laid out full-on Supermaned it for the catch.
Yeah, that will play for Brutcher right there. Really solid defensive glove. You flash it and record an out on a ball that would have been fouled by about a foot. But Brutcher need to do a little extra laundry, put some more Tide on that than usual. Got grass over the white pants.
That brings up Nolan Shaniel, now the team leader in RBIs with 9. He takes a first pitch, low ball 1. Fastest pitch we've seen tonight from Jeter, 86. 1-0 to Nolan. Shaniel takes low and outside again. Now the count 2-0 on the first baseman from Florida Atlantic.
And switch the ball out here. Shaniel trying to get a 2-out rally going.
Hawks are quite familiar with the art of the 2-out rally, some might say. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Hawks leading 1-0 after the run-scoring error. 2-0 to Nolan. He takes a fastball called strike. The count 2-1 on Shaniel. Now the 2-1, lefty-lefty, and Nolan takes a called strike at the knees. Count will run even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nobody on as Jeter looking to work his second 1-2-3 inning of the game. As he drops that one just a bit low, the count will run full.
See what Shaniel's able to put together on the full count here. I expect Jeter to go back to that fastball. Not going to overpower you. You just got to put a good eye on it.
Payoff pitch, the 3-2. Shaniel spoils a good one, fouls it away. Shaniel's plate discipline has been a little bit unsung, but he is officially the walk leader on this team. 4 ahead of Riku Nishida. 14 walks for Nolan Shaniel.
Yeah, he's 3rd in the league in walks right now. Really good stuff.
3-2. Shaniel takes low. Add another one onto that. 15 walks now for the FAU first baseman. He'll trot down onto first to keep the inning alive.
Yeah, he keeps doing that thing where he gets on base now. He's hit in 6 straight. He's hit in 11 of the last 13. The guy is red hot, and now he stands at first with Cole McConnell at the dish, who's number 12 in the Cape Cod Baseball League in batting average.
Cole McConnell doubled his first time up. That wound up being the only run scorer later on the error. First pitch to McConnell takes high up and in 1-0.
Yeah, I'd like to say high heat, but heat today is 86 miles an hour.
Shaniel does have some speed to his game. He has already stolen 3 bags this season as McConnell takes low 82, called a strike, 1-1.
Not so sure if that came through in the zone, but Cromwell did a really solid job of framing it up, and credit to him for getting that call.
Call it 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here, top of the third. Runner off first. The pitch is swung on in a high fly ball, left center field, playable. Chestnut makes the catch to retire the side. So the 2-out walk doesn't come to pass for the Hawks. No runs, no hits, 1 left on. After 2.5 innings of play, 1-0 Hawks on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need a partner, not just an agent. For over 50 years, Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has set the standard in excellence and performance. A seasoned team that has thrived throughout all markets. Our agents live and work in your neighborhood and understand you. We are over 170 agents strong, backed by an in-house marketing team and global reach that is second to none.
From studios to penthouses, purchasing to renting, our team provides unparalleled real estate services.
This is your time to change your career, to advance your skills, to follow your dream. Curry College Continuing and Graduate Studies. Tomorrow is coming. Be ready.
I'm defeated, feel mistreated. I'm so angry, I'm singing a song. 'Cause I'm paying so much for home internet, and that's just wrong.
I've got T-Mobile home internet. I feel happy. Great. Very happy.
Good for you.
Look how much money I'm saving right now.
Wait, really?
There's no hidden fees, no price hikes, one core.
Bro, wow.
Internet without BS.
Welcome back to Falmouth. It's 1-0 Harbor Hawks as Magdale Cotto has delivered 6 up and 6 down and now is set to face off against the bottom third of this Commodore lineup. And that will bring up the man that made a fantastic play in the top half of this inning, and Drew Brutcher out of the University of South Florida.
6 up and 6 down, Zach Berman. What do they call that?
Well, I'm not going to answer that.
Yeah, all right. All right, it was a test. You passed.
Breaking ball called a strike at 84. Now they count 0-1. You know what they do call that? Good.
They do. You could say that. Subjective, but I think it applies here. You know, Brutcher stands at 6'6", 205. Pretty big strike zone. You saw it as he took one there.
Brutcher takes way low count.
Yeah, he's a little too tall for a ball in the dirt there as he's got it at the 1-1. But, yeah, 299 at South Florida. We've seen Brutcher a couple times now this season. 13 home runs for the Bulls in the spring.
1-1 pitch. Cotto deals lefty-lefty. There's a strike called at the knees. Count 1-2. 93-mile-per-hour heater. Drew Brutcher, 1 homer, 4 ribbies. An average of 174 on Cape this season.
Struck out 60 times in the spring at South Florida. See what he does here on the 1-2.
1-2. Swing and a miss. 91. Cotto takes a little bit off the fastball that time. And that is Magdale's 4th strikeout in 7 batters he's faced tonight.
Yeah, Magdale's pretty good at doing the strikeout thing. You see it again on display there. The Harbor Hawk team, across the board, this pitching staff has been great in that category. And, oh, man, isn't he fun to watch pitch?
He is very fun to watch pitch.
Yeah.
Corey Collins, the Georgia Bulldog product, steps up to the plate. He's tonight's DH, takes the first pitch. Called strike 84, the count 1-0.
Cotto coming into this game was at 16 strikeouts. He's brought that up to 20. That's good enough for top 15 in the league.
0-1 pitch. Breaking ball called a strike. Now the count quickly 0-2. So Cotto now 4 strikeouts behind the league leader in strikeouts. And who would that be? None other than Mr. Brody McCullough. He's got 24 punchies on the season. So Cotto 4 behind the 0-2. It's in the dirt. 1-2.
I think that'd be the team lead. League lead is 25 right now, so not too far from it. Jared Lyons from YD stakes claim to that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch incoming, and it's weakly fouled. Count will stay 1-2.
It wouldn't be wildly surprised if Cotto got another right here and found a way to march himself into that spot.
I mean, the Harbor Hawks in the top 10 on that list. Cotto, Baumeister, Langenberg, McCullough.
Yeah.
It's a lot of strikeouts, and that's exactly what Nick Johnson, Mazdak Darvari, Zach Chase wanted to build with this team, as calling time is the number 8 hitter Collins.
The Harbor Hawks have struck out league 5th best, 214.
1-2 pitch incoming. Anselo gets away from Campbell right off that brick backstop, which that's a little bit dangerous, you know, for batters running on wild pitches past balls. You could play the risk of a ricochet. 2-2.
Could bounce right back up. But yeah, you know, Hyannis is struck out 214. They had 14 against Wareham yesterday.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Lefty on lefty. Cotto up and in. And the count rings full.
Yeah, off speed, got away from him at 88 miles an hour there. See if he can work his way back. He's part of a Harbor Hawk team that has given up 76 walks. They were second in the league until yesterday when they walked 8 guys against Wareham.
Payoff pitching coming, the 3-2. Cotto deals, and it's low ball 4, so there's your first base runner of the night, as Corey Collins works a walk to bring up the number 9 hitter, left fielder, and Texas A&M Aggie, Travis Chestnut.
Well, it would be tough to say that Cotto's control has been an issue. He's walked 7 in 11 2/3 coming into this. Hopefully he can come back around here and facing Chestnut out of A&M, who stands at 5'8", 160 pounds.
Chestnut, lefty on righty, first pitch, and Chestnut fouls it away. The count 0-1. Collins.
I think that Travis Chestnut was watching his uncle on July 4th put on quite the show.
There's no way.
What do you mean? It's Chestnut.
There's no way Travis Chestnut's related to Joey
Someone's
Chestnut.
got to do their research, Zach Berman. Got an 0-1 here, though. I don't think Googling Joey Chestnut's going to show it.
0-1.
Nice.
Pitch taken, called strike at 94, and the count now runs 0-2.
Travis played at Victoria last summer. Now spending this summer in Falmouth, and no stats logged in the spring at A&M. So see what he can do next season for the Aggies.
The 0-2 pitch, lefty on righty, and Cotto deals. And the throw back to first, not in time. It was a pitch out, and Campbell almost got Collins napping off of first base. It was a close play, but it looks like Collins just got his arm on the bag in time.
Yeah. Jeter's also, or not Jeter, I'm sorry, Chestnut is playing in his 2nd game on Cape Cod. He is 1 for 4 to start the year. Not bad.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Now time called by Chestnut.
For Victoria last summer, he had 3 hits and 17 at-bats, 1 RBI, so a batting average of 177, an OBP of 263. Trying to boost those numbers in his draft stock on Cape Cod.
1-2 pitch, checking off of first is Cotto. Now he deals, and Chestnut spoils a good one, fouls it away on an inside fastball. We stay 1-2.
Listed at 5'8", but Campbell kneeling here. Almost got a beat on him. Cotto trying to get a beat on one of the fastball here, and a 1-2 count could rack up his 6th strikeout. 5th.
1-2. Cotto out of the stretch, checks off first, deals, pitch, swing and a miss. Breaking ball 87, and there's your 5th punchy of the night for Magdale Cotto. 21st on the year, and there's 2 down.
Well done, Mag, and now he gets to deal with the leadoff hitter again for Falmouth, and Alex Mooney. Mooney 0 for 1 to start the game with a pretty hard ground ball that was retired easily, and we'll see what he can conjure up here, batting .264 on his season.
Mooney, the hard line out, his first time up. Runner off of first, the 8-hitter Collins reached on a walk. Cotto checks off first, deals. And that's a rip down the left field line. That's going a long way foul, and the count will go 0-1. Yeah. So it's clear that Mooney's sitting that inside fastball.
Yeah. Yeah, he liked that one. See what he's able to do here.
Lefty on righty, a battle of basketball blue blood schools. Kentucky versus Duke. Matchup you would be hard-pressed to not see in the Final Four down the line. The 0-1. And it's ripped to right field, base hit. That could be trouble as it tails away from Matulia. Going to third is Collins. Holding it first is Mooney, and it was a nice play by Riku Nishida. The throw in for Matulia was a little bit hard in a way, and Riku had to pick it almost as if he was getting ready to apply a tag, but now there's some traffic on the base paths, and Magdale Cotto's got to work out of a jam.
I'm glad you mentioned that because Riku Nishida saved what could have been a disaster there. The throw from Matulia was off by about 10 feet or so, and he really got a good gun on that ball. So the fact that Riku Nishida was able to scoop it probably saved you a run, almost guaranteed to save you a run as he now stands 90 feet away.
Well, the man that is responsible for the one Harbor Hawk run, third baseman Colby Halter, steps into the batter's box 0 for 1 with a strikeout, swinging his first time, but he's got runners on the corners now. Off of third, Collins. Off of first, Mooney. The Hawks lead 1-0 for the time being. Lefty on lefty. Cotto, first pitch. And it's in the dirt. Nice block by Campbell. They count 1-0.
There's your view of Jacob Campbell. And, again, one of your last few. He's a guy who's preparing for the MLB draft. Shows you why there. He is one of the best defensive catchers that we've seen across this league. And here he goes, showing off the leadership with a guy on first, a guy on third, calls his own time, calls his signals out to the infield as well. Gets all the ducks in order trying to get the last out of the bottom of the third.
Colby Halter, lefty on lefty. Here's the 1-0 from Cotto. He deals. Hit on the ground to first, and a nice snag there by Shanuel. He'll take it to the bag himself. And Magdale Cotto, despite the walk and the hit, works out of a jam. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on after 3-1 Hawks. And now it's time to send it baseline to...
Thank you so much, Zach. Riku Nishida is atop the league leaderboard with 16 stolen bases. That's no surprise after Nishida grabbed 53 bags this past year at Mount Hood Community College. I asked him last night how he's so successful on the base paths, and he said he doesn't think that pitchers are paying enough attention to him, and he just takes advantage of it. Well, they better start taking notice because he had a couple bags last night. Back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Priya. As always, Riku Nishida.
Yeah, I believe he's at 12 right now. 12 stolen bases, number 1 overall in the league, and certainly has had a lot of speed on the base paths.
Some might say he's one of the fastest individuals on Cape Cod, and we're going to take a quick break, speaking of speed, before the top of the fourth. 1-0 Hawks on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
What are you looking forward to? Adding a takeout window.
And more locations.
Paying off my student loans.
Juggling my 4 small businesses and staying sane.
Raising my allowance.
Finishing my painting and starting the next one.
Catching a keeper. Catching anything.
Making the most of my retirement.
Checking my balance and hopefully having one.
Whatever you want for your family, your business, or your community, talk to us at Cape Cod 5 because we're looking forward to helping you. Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news. Some were skeptical. So we're not going to have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay, maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
5, 6, and 7 due in for Hyannis here in the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Harbor Hawks on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network. And we begin with Tito Flores, who put the ball in play that wound up scoring Cole McConnell.
Yeah.
So he's 0 for 0 in this contest. It's Chase Jeter now in for his 4th inning of work, and he pitches that one outside 1-0. Jeter has not gone further than 4 innings at all this season.
Yeah. Tito Flores is in a slump right now at the plate. 1 for his last 12 after being red hot.
1-0. Tito takes low 2-0.
And that's something that he's working on breaking out of actively. He's over 1 today, but you talked to him in the pregame and said he's just trying to dial in and not really looking at the numbers. He's still batting .283 with a couple of home runs, 7 RBI, so his numbers are there, so he's not getting too wrapped up in the last couple of games.
Tito takes outside 3-0, and Here's a situation where you would think this is going to be Jeter's last inning. He hasn't gone further than four innings at all this season.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, his pitch total right now is only at 50.
Well, there's a 4-pitch walk to start the fourth.
Okay,
so
I will accept that. Thank you very much, Mr. Jeter. And looking at his totals over the course of his career has not been control has not been an awful issue for Jeter. The most walks he's had in a season is 22 and 51 1/3. So it's kind of been an outlier in his year, and he's only had 2 through 8 2/3 this year. So if that does become an issue today, you're right. You probably won't see him maybe even go a full 4 if he racks up a couple of those here with Campbell at the plate now.
Jacob Campbell struck out swinging his first time. Throw back to first from Jeter. No such luck. Remember, Campbell, the last game played here, he had a double that hit off the top of the wall.
Yeah.
Almost hit it out. Doesn't have any home runs this season. Campbell takes the first pitch called strike at 83, count 0-1.
Well, that was a 1-0 ball game for a while until Falmouth tied it at 1-1 late. And then the Harbor Hawks found a way to put up a huge spot in the top of the 9th and really close the game out.
0-1 to Campbell. He swings away, fouls it away. Right field side out of play. Count 0-2.
There was a Pinckney error in that one as well. So we've seen two of the few that he's had in his career. Something about playing the Harbor Hawks, man.
Runner off of first is Tito Flores. 0-2 pitch incoming, and Campbell hits it up the middle. Could be a tough play. A slide and a nice play there by Peyton Stovall, who flips to Mooney for the out. Doesn't get anything more than that. Score at 4-6, but a great play by the Razorback second baseman.
Yeah, credit to Stovall there. It looked like Flores was confident in that ball getting through. May not have been hauling it like we usually see him getting down the base paths. So smart play by Stovall to record one out, but you still have a pretty speedy guy over at first.
So now that brings up Dominic Patelli, who singled his first time up. He's been seeing the ball quite well as of late. First pitch to Dom, takes low 1-0 on the Miami Hurricane shortstop. Patelli now 242 on the year. That average starting to climb up there a little bit.
Yeah, it is.
Lefty on lefty, runner off first, one down. The pitch to Patelli. He wraps it to right field. That's down for yet another base hit for Patelli. Stopping at second and now going to third. Unbelievable. The throw was dropped by Brutcher and getting to second base safely is Dom Patelli. So Brutcher tried to field it, and it just kind of bounced off his glove and just kind of got stuck there for a second, and both runners advance, take the extra base.
Yeah, an error on Brutcher. That is the second error of the day for the Falmouth Commodores, and congrats to them. Winner, winner, winner. Number 1 in the league in errors this season, number 32 on their year. That has just plagued them night in and night out. It does so again, and now you have 2 in scoring position with a really fast guy in Phil Matulia at the plate. You got to think the Harbor Hawks eye the squeeze play.
It would not surprise me here. Second and third, one out after another Falmouth error, and lefty on lefty. Jeter deals first pitch. Matulia takes outside 1-0.
Did you know that the Harbor Hawks are one of the top teams on Cape Cod, the top team in sac flies and sac hits? Almost no one else plays small ball better than Hyannis.
And clearly it has worked if you look at the record, but the Harbor Hawks would like to continue that right here and right now. The pitch, and Matulia hits it on the ground to second base. That will score a run. Stovall flips to Walsh for the out. Coming home is Jacob Campbell, and the Harbor Hawks take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, that won't be an earned run charge to the ledger of Jeter either. So the 2 runs today for the Harbor Hawks, both unearned, and that guy's ERA stays really solid.
It is an RBI for Matulia, his 5th of the season, and that brings up Riku Nishida with a runner off a third and 2 down. Riku.
I lied. They give him that as an earned run.
0 for 1 on the day. Runner off of first, Patelli. He is fast. Riku takes low 1-0, and immediately when you see a Harbor Hawk runner off of third that has the speed like Patelli does, you know where your mind immediately goes?
Bunt.
I was going to say wild pitch.
Oh.
But a bunt works too.
Yeah.
We have seen Riku show the ability to bunt with 2 outs. He's done it before. Curious to see if he does it again. The 1-0 to Nishida. He swings and misses 85 miles an hour in the zone. Count 1-1.
Yeah. Nishida's struck out 8 times this season. He only struck out 9 times in the spring at Mount Hood Community College, so nearing that number. But what if I told you Cape Cod and Mount Hood are a little different?
1-1, taken outside 1-2. Now, Nishida, we don't typically see him swing that hard. One can only assume that's because Jeter's velo, like I've mentioned, probably more in the line of what he was seeing at Mount Hood Community College.
Yeah. Riku's licking his chops right now, trying to go long ball.
2-1. Riku chops it on the ground to second base. Stovall fields it on a hop, fires to first in time to get the out. But the Harbor Hawks send another runner across the plate on 1 hit, 1 left on. And after 3.5 innings of play, 2-zip, Hyannis leads on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Coke Zero is now Coke Zero Sugar, with great Coke taste. Some people were excited to hear the news, some were skeptical. So we're not gonna have the star of the show you're watching come out and say, "You'll love it." No special jingle written by this week's hottest pop star. No famous internet celebs who happen to be holding the label just so. Okay. Maybe just one little pour shot. The only thing that will make you believe Coke Zero Sugar has great Coke taste is trying it yourself. Ice cold Coke Zero Sugar. Try one today.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
MacDeal Cotto back on the bump now with a little bit more insurance to work with as the Harbor Hawks take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th. And Cotto set to face off against the heart and soul of this Commodore lineup, 4-5-3, 4-5, and that begins with Peyton Stovall, who made a nice play and top half of the inning might have saved a run following what happened after.
Yeah.
This game may very well be 3-zip if not for his slick mid at second base. So Stovall taking a couple more practice swings, and good crowd on hand tonight here in Falmouth as that right field side of the ballpark, Gov Fuller Field, completely packed. Bleachers are packed. The bluff is packed. The other side, right behind the Harbor Hawk dugout, packed as well. Good crowd on hand as the summer season's in full swing here on Cape Cod. Stovall hit into a 1-3 force his first time up, and he takes a pitch up high 1-0.
Yeah, see how Cotto's velo stays here. And again, a guy we typically saw in a reliever role who starts tonight for the Harbor Hawks and has filled that position quite well.
1-0. There's a high pop, foul territory. And Patelli near the net doesn't make the play. Count goes 1-1. Well, the last time we saw Cotto was in Wareham, and he threw 4 no-hit innings.
Yeah. No, he's been really sharp this season where the Harbor Hawks have needed him. You saw the Wareham game that he had the 4 innings. Prior to that, 2 innings against Wareham of scoreless baseball, 2 innings scoreless against Harwich. And his second outing of the year, that was the Wareham game where he came into a pretty rough situation, gave up 3 earned runs in 2 2/3, but had to relieve very early in that ball game.
1-1 pitch taken low by Stovall. Now the count 2-1. And
it was Jackson Baumeister who Cotto actually relieved in that game with the bases juiced, 4 runs across and nobody down in the first, and he got out of it, only allowing those 4 runs.
2-1 pitch. Cotto sets and deals. And that's just a bit low, 3-1. How about Baumeister? After that first start, what he has done since then has been remarkable.
Really good, yeah.
3 balls and a strike now to the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 4th. Cotto sets and deals the pitch, and it's fouled weakly off of Stovall. And
that ball's about chest level, too. So Cotto's got the velo to get Stovall to chase, which worked out in his favor there. Now the full count. I'd imagine that Cotto's doing everything in his power to pump it in the zone, like him to go back to the fastball here.
Cotto shakes one off from Campbell. Now gives the nod of approval. The payoff pitch, the 3-2. Magdale deals, and it's a high fly ball down the left field line, into the corner, into foul territory, making the catch on the run, Tito Flores for out number 1.
Wow, fantastic range from Tito Flores there. He was playing pretty true on the outfield and able to track that into foul territory, make the catch. Really solid stuff defensively. Flash the glove, Tito Flores.
So Tito retires Walsh, and that brings up Josiah Cromwick, who flew out to center his first time aboard. Or excuse me, it is Jacob Walsh, my bad. Walsh struck out swinging his first time. I was getting the two Oregon Ducks mixed up a little bit. Walsh batting from the left-hand side, takes the first pitch outside and away, ball 1.
Yeah, you know, pretty easy to get those guys lopsided, you know. 2 Oregon guys back-to-back in the lineup. We've seen that now twice. This Falmouth team has played the Harbor Hawks.
1-0 pitch, chopped, and right on the line. Nice play by Shanuel to scoop it with the glove and step on first for the out. So quickly, 2 up, 2 down here for Magdale Cotto in the bottom of the 4th.
Nolan Shanuel, you're not only hot at the plate, but also got the glove to go with it. Man, in front of all these scouts as well, Shanuel's been crisp the last few games. You love to see the guy coming along so well on Cape Cod.
So now here comes Josiah Cromwick, and some might say these Oregon names are quacking me up a little bit.
Ooh.
Cromwick pops it in the air, in the infield, Nishida under it, makes the catch right on the outfield grass for the final out of the inning. And, hey, a quick 1-2-3 from Cotto as he is doing his thing through 4, and the Hawks are up 2 as we head to the 5th on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Traffic is treacherous. There's a fender bender on the pike. Gonna be a wicked commute. The expressway's backed up to the gas tanks. Gridlock. Crawl. Snarl. Jam up. Bottleneck. Log jam. 128 is a parking lot. You'll be late for supper tonight.
Keeping your car road ready is what we do best. At Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there.
Hey, we get you there too.
Having a 5G phone that's not on T-Mobile makes as much sense as playing ice hockey. Using pool noodles. Get out of the penalty box with 5G coverage like this. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. T-Mobile, more 5G bars in more places. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Welcome to the top of the 5th. Hawks still ahead 2-0, and it is still Chase Jeter back out there, and this is slated to be his longest outing yet.
Hey, Chase. Glad to have you still on the bump today. You mentioned it. The longest he's gone is 4 innings. That was his last appearance against Brewster when 4 innings allowed 3 hits and no earned runs. Here today, Jeter's been all right. He's only had 1 earned run on his day, which really shouldn't have even been an earned run. It was a situation where a ball got past the right fielder, and in the end, a couple of guys moved up and were able to score on a fielder's choice by Philip Matulia that shouldn't have gone against Jeter, but in the end they did. So his 4 innings of play have come with 3 hits, an earned run, a couple of walks, and just 1 strikeout.
For the 3rd time today, the top 3 guys in the lineup will lead off. It begins with Mitch Jebb, who's grounded out to second base twice. And actually, I got something to tell you.
Yeah?
That might not be Jeter.
Oh, no, it's not, is it, Mr. Zach Berman? We'll let you get all the way right there, and then we see.
Well, that is not Jeter, so Jeter exits after 4. We'll get you his final stat line in a bit, and our new pitcher.
Yeah? What do you know
trying
about
to
him?
figure out the number.
That'll be number 18, my friend. I know those eyes can fail us every now and then, so the Falmouth Commodores have gone to the bullpen. Hello, Grayson Hitt.
Grayson Hitt.
Alabama.
Should I say an ironic name for a pitcher?
Ha ha ha. It is, isn't it? It is an ironic name. So Grayson Hitt comes into this ball game in relief of Jeter, and Hitt on the year. They didn't expect to see him today. The Harbor Hawks did not, because he pitched here pretty recently. Not a big fastball guy. 88-92 from the left side again, but he only throws that fastball 41% of the time to lefties, and he's got a lefty right here in Mitch Jebb.
Jebb, first pitch, pop up, fouled away, count 0-1. It's interesting to see that, lefty-heavy lineup today for Hyannis, as 6 of your 9 batters from the left-hand side. So it's pretty clear that Falmouth is playing matchups here. There's a breaking ball called, strike to Jebb, count 0-2. Mitch Jebb has averaged down to .323 after the 0-2 start today, but we've seen him have cold starts to games and then heat up when the team needs him the most, as he takes that one in the dirt, count 2-1, or 1-2.
Yeah. Let's see what the control looks like today from Hitt. He, in 60 2/3 at Bama, allowed 66 hits. That's not good. 30 walks. Not great. 68 strikeouts. Will play.
Grayson Hitt. 1-2 pitch incoming. Lefty on lefty. Hitt sets and deals. And it's taken inside corner, called strike 3, so Jebb down watching to bring up Justin Hyannis.
I don't think Jebb loved that one, and see that he's not the happiest camper going back to the dugout, but you get Justin Hyannis, who's looking for his first hit today, 0 for 2 to this point. Try to get somebody on for Nolan Shaniel, who's in the on-deck circle.
I mean, yesterday, Jebb and Hyannis went 4 for 4 combined to start the game. Now they're 0 for 5 to start, as Hyannis takes the first pitch low, 92 from Grayson Hitt. How do you do? 1-0.
Yeah, you go from that 86 fastball from the left side, 92 from the left side.
1-0. Checking his swing, Hyannis. They say he went around third base umpire says yes-a-rooney. Count now 1-1.
Yes-a-rooney. Is that what he said?
Synonym.
All right.
One's across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The pitch, Hyannis, breaking ball over the heart of the plate. Called a strike, count 1-2. 78 now from Hitt.
That was a slider there, and looked like he left it hanging a little bit. But
1-2. And Hyannis serves it in a left center field. That's a base hit. So Justin Hyannis, welcome to the hit column. And Hyannis chills on first with a 1-out single.
Yeah, Hyannis is now batting after that hit upwards of 265, so puts him around where he was in the pregame, and came into this one at number 16 in the league in batting average.
Nolan Shaniel, line out in the first, a walk in the third. That's good for 0 for 1. Shaniel, a runner off of first to contend with in Justin Hyannis, and lefty on lefty. Hitt will check off first, working out of the stretch fields. First pitch, Hyannis, breaking ball called a strike. He's got to be careful. He is hanging these breaking balls. The Hawks are letting him go for the moment, but sooner or later, you throw that pitch one too many times, someone's going to pounce.
Yeah, hopefully so.
1-0 to Shaniel. Shaniel takes outside and away on the fastball.
Still waiting for Shaniel's first home run in the last week.
First home run away from the friendly confines of McKeon Park.
Yeah. Home run number 2 is due.
1-1 to Shaniel. Breaking ball inside, 2-1 to Nolan Shaniel. That 1 home run, also 9 RBIs. Runner on first. Put one into the gap, you might be looking at double digits. Lefty on lefty, the 2-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Nice block there from Cromwick. Might have saved an extra base. Count will go 3-1, but if you throw one more ball, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Love to have Shaniel on with Hyannis, and behind those guys, Cole McConnell, who's been solid.
Hitters count for Shaniel. Lefty on lefty. Runner off of first, Justin Hyannis. Out of the stretch, checking off first, the 3-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that catches the outside part of the plate, I guess.
Yeah, nope, not really a strike there, but you see the outside pitch called pretty often on Cape Cod. You get it there again with Shaniel at the dish, now 3-2.
Now the payoff pitch, the 3-2. Shaniel, a high fly ball, left center field. That's deep. Back onto the fringe of the warning track, Pinckney, who makes the catch. Shaniel will hit him far, but, He's had a couple of those loud, long warning track outs this season. That's just another one.
Yeah.
And that's out number 2.
No, not a bad piece of hitting there from Shaniel. Just left it hanging up a little bit too much. Now you get Cole McConnell, the runner still on first. Try to get a 2-out rally going and add your 2-run lead.
McConnell doubled and then scored in the top of the 2nd inning. And flew out to left in the 3rd. First pitch, McConnell takes a called strike at 82, count 0-1. Runner off of first, Hyannis. Not a huge steal threat, I would say.
No, he's not. He was a 4-hole hitter at Illinois. Didn't bring them too much speed on the base pass, but enough. Not a slow guy by any means.
0-1. McConnell swings right through a 92-mile-per-hour heater. 0-2.
Yeah. Again, McConnell is really working on getting that strikeout number to go a little bit lower than it was in his spring at Louisiana Tech, and trying to let that here for the Harbor Hawks while still adding some power. Really tough thing to do.
0-2 pitching coming, and McConnell swings and misses. Breaking ball to retire the side. So despite the 1-out single, hit works in and out of danger. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on through 4.5 innings of play. We're halfway home from Falmouth. 1-0 Hawks on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Bronk.
What up, TB?
What do you think my next move should be? Give it to me straight. Maybe it's just time I hang him up.
I got one word for you. Retirement. If you retire now, you're gonna be walking on soft sand in a week. Just come to Florida and feel the wind in your hair. Retirement is like winning another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
On the Spotty Network, this is what Tom heard.
If you retire now, you're soft and weak. Just come to Florida and win another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
Just go win another one.
Like it's that easy, Gronk. Maybe it is.
I still feel like I have a lot to accomplish. My goal is to win one more. And Gronk's coming with me.
I'm retired from retiring? Mom, where are my football pants?
Don't trust big decisions to just any network. Go with T-Mobile, the GO in 5G.
And I'm not soft or weak either.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Bottom of the 5th inning of play here from Gov Fuller Field. Magdale Cotto back out for his 5th inning of work, and he'll have to contend with 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup.
Hey, Magdale. Look, when you're in a spot right now where so far for the Commodores, they have not all seen Cotto twice. Pinkney's only seen him once, Brutcher once, Collins and Chestnut the same. Why not leave him in? It was smart to take Jeter out. You don't want that guy to go 3 times around the lineup, especially where what he's got is not necessarily special. But when you got Cotto out there humming it, the next 4 guys in this lineup have only seen him once. Leave him out there. Let's go.
Well, let's see what Cotto can bring. Andrew Pinkney struck out swinging his first time up in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah. Haven't seen a strikeout here in a bit, have we?
No, we have not. Cotto sets and deals first pitch.
Hey.
Breaking ball a little bit low at 82. 1-0.
Pinkney and Brutcher both struck out, as did Chestnut in their appearances. And it's Pinkney, Brutcher, Collins, and Chestnut here.
1-0. That's hit on the ground, and a nice play at 3rd by Patel. He fields fires in time, 1 down. Not a strikeout, but quick, easy out there for Magdale.
Dom smash. Very well played there from Dom Patelli at 3rd base. You know, there's a conversation ongoing between myself and Mazdak Darvari for who has the better arm at 3rd, Mitch Jebb or Dom Patelli, and Dom can sure hum that baseball across the diamond, huh?
No, he has been just about as lights out in the field as you could ask.
Yeah.
Drew Brutcher struck out swinging his first time up in the 3rd. First pitch gets away from Campbell, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out with University of South Florida bull at the plate. Drew Brutcher.
Yeah, Brutcher, the aforementioned, 1 strikeout today, 172 average.
1-0, Brutcher
Hello.
swings through a 92-mile-per-hour fastball. They count 1-1.
Well, that's one of the good things with Magdale Cotto. You say, oh man, his velo's not really, you know, where it usually is. Oh, it's still at 92.
1-1, Cotto, lefty to lefty peels, and there's a fastball strike. He said his velo is not where it usually is. How about 94?
Yeah, 94. I mean, that guy can sit in the 94 to 96 range as we saw him start. In fact, he's still humming it up there. Says a lot. about the duration for Magdal Cotto.
1-2 Cotto deals, and it's high up and in at 92.
He's also worked at now 70 pitches. That was his 70th, so really letting him show off what he can do as a starter. You know, he pitched in the SEC championship game against Tennessee.
2-2 pitch, Cotto deals. Swing and a miss. Drop third strike there from Campbell, but he'll make the easy toss down to first base in time to retire Brocher. And, hey, you said he hadn't struck anybody out in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it's the old broadcaster jinx there that works in the good direction. And now you get Collins coming up. Collins is 0 for 0 today, but had a walk earlier surrendered by Magdal Cotto. So let's see what he does here.
Strikeout number 6 on the night for Cotto. That gives him 22 on the year. Collins worked a long at bat and a walk on a first pitch. And hello, how do you do? First pitch 95, and Collins can only whiff.
Magdal Cotto is sitting on millions of dollars right out of the gate when it comes to the draft next summer. This guy's just a special talent, pumping that hard from the left side.
Cotto deals the 0-1. It's low and in 1-1. There's I'd say a small constitute of scouts, a couple radar guns here watching Cotto tonight. And if you're here watching Cotto so far, you have to be impressed out of your mind. 1-1. High pop behind us. Foul. Count will go 1-2.
Yeah, got a 2-strike count here. Likely the last batter that Magdal Cotto will face today. Why not sit him down on a strikeout, huh?
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases empty. Hawks up 2-0 here in Falmouth. Cotto, lefty on lefty. The 1-2. High and inside. Took a little bit off of that at 92, but we go twos across the board.
Budge a good high on inside 92-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2 goes to 2-2. We'll see if he goes slider here.
Let's see what Cotto can serve up. The 2-2 pitch. I think that was the slider up and in. 3-2.
Just missed with it. Not quite close enough to get a whiff. And I get the same guy that you walked earlier in this game, Collins. And another 3-2 count. Collins 5 for 41 this season, just 121 hitter.
Payoff pitch, the 3-2. Cotto gets a signal he likes, now deals the payoff pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. 93 miles an hour from Magdal Cotto, his 7th strikeout of the night, and he exits through 5 innings. 1-2-3, go the Commodores. We head to the 6th, 2-0 Hyannis on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases.
My family breaks records. My family wins MVPs.
My family gives everything.
My family makes history. My family wins championships.
There's no family. There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family like my family. Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Top of the 6th here from Gov Fuller Field, and the Harbor Hawks a 2-0 lead, and it looks like another new pitcher has entered the fray for the Commodores.
How many lefties do these guys have to throw today? They're going with another one here in
That's a good
Garrett
one.
Coe. Out of Lakeside, Connecticut, pitched at UConn as a 1.50 ERA on the Cape, and Coe comes into this ball game, the lefty throwing 84 to 88, 62% fastballs to lefties, 60% to righties. So nothing overpowering there. He's going to go fastball, slider, changeup.
Well, as Commodores have made all these calls to the bullpen, I think it would be time to call out our sponsors at T-Mobile. And they're proud to sponsor the Cape Cod Baseball League. They believe that when small towns thrive, America thrives. That's why they're investing billions to bring fast, reliable, and affordable wireless service to beyond the big cities to small towns across America. There's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit T-Mobile.com/across America to find out more. And also, I did forget to mention, it is Red Shirt Friday. We have not seen the Harbor Hawks home on a Friday yet this season. That's going to change 2 weeks from now. But it's a Red Shirt Friday, and that was a national program created to acknowledge, honor, and support our troops who put themselves in harm's way to defend our freedom. And the Cape League, the home teams wearing these awesome red jerseys every Friday. Both teams wearing the camo hats as well, as Tito Flores digs in here to start the 6th.
Yeah, see what Flores can do to get the Harbor Hawks started here in the 6th inning. You'll want to add a couple more runs against a Falmouth team whose numbers offensively are not awful. You know, they're 5th in the league in runs, and they could absolutely add a few more here.
Tito fouls it away. The 0-1, 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
From Mr. Coe. Garrett Coe, how do you do? Count 0-1. Tito has reached twice, no hits.
Yeah.
An error and a walk, that will do the job. He doesn't have the RBI because a run did score on that play. The 0-1 outside at 86. So that's your dichotomy. You go as low as 75, as high as 86. Count now 1-1.
Yeah, we'll see what Tito is able to do here. Try to put it in play again. Came into this game batting 1 for his last 12.
1-1. Tito gets under it. A high pop in the infield. We'll see how they call it. No infield fly rule. Everybody converges, but the catch is made.
Yeah, is no infield fly rule. Only with runners on first and second, or first, second, and third with 2 out, less than 2 outs. It's our director of broadcast, Harrison Myers, who is a registered official. Now you get Jacob Campbell to the plate.
It was Peyton Stovall that made the catch after seemingly 4 red jerseys converged right behind the mound. The 0-1, Campbell swings and misses, 78-mile-per-hour breaker. Count 0-1.
Change up at 78. That will fool. It fooled me. Really good pitch there from Coe.
0-1, Coe deals, and Campbell lines it up the middle and through for a base hit. So soup's on, folks.
Huh?
Campbell, soup. He's on.
Oh. I see what you did there.
Ooh.
Soup's on.
Soup's
all right.
on indeed.
You know, Coe had a 241 opponent batting average at UConn this past season. Through 38 innings, he did walk 21. That's not great, but he struck out 38 as well. Gave up 34 hits. Not the best whip in the world, but a 3.79 ERA will play.
Dom Patelli with a runner on first takes a called pitch. Strike at 86, count 0-1. Patelli, 2 for 2 on the day. 2 singles and a run scored as well.
Humbab, Dom. Very well done.
Patelli takes one up and in. It gets away from the catcher, Cromwick, advancing to second.
I'm about 81% positive that it hit Dom Patelli. Coe thinks it hit something. Oh, and now the umpire is going to call. Okay, I think he's calling time. He's just calling time. He's going to talk to the other officials and see what they can get here. Looked like for a second he was going to signal a foul ball, and he might still. They might say that Dom Patelli got a piece of that with the bat while he was trying to get away from it. I thought it hit Patelli up around the chest. He didn't react, though, so maybe not. We'll see what they go with. But as it sits, that ball got away from the catcher, and Jacob Campbell took second base.
Well, this team no stranger to long-delayed hit-by-pitch calls. So we'll see what they rule, but as of now, Jacob Campbell will be on second either way.
Yeah, yeah.
And heads-up base running, you don't typically see that from a catcher.
No, I would be
Okay, they rule it a foul tip, or are they going to rule it a strike? They're just going to rule it a strike. So the count 0-1.
What are they going to rule a strike for?
Did he go around?
No, he didn't go around.
Well, he pumped the fist. That's
jumped
a strike.
Out of the way. Well,
the count now 0-2.
They're going to call it a strike.
Interesting.
They're going to let Campbell. I mean, Patelli didn't come close to swinging.
Interesting indeed.
Okay. Yeah.
And now time is called again.
I think Eric Beatty is confused. No. So the steal's going to count. They're going to say Patelli swung, and I think the umpires are now just apologizing to Beatty and saying, well, we'll give you a strike, but we'll also give you the bag. All right, whatever.
0-2 now to Patelli, and the pitch is taken on the outside corner, called strike 3, and Patelli can't believe it.
Oh, well, I mean, I think that pitch is a strike. Now, it's on the outside half of the plate. Maybe the umpire could give you a freebie there since he screwed up the call before that. But no,
I don't think
not
Patelli
today.
was upset about that call. I think he was upset about the call before.
I think just about everybody was. It's one of the more confusing we've seen this season because Patelli very obviously didn't even move his bat, just jumped out of the way from a high fastball. They called a strike for, well, zero reason, and Jacob Campbell stands at second base.
Look, my take on it was that maybe he caught the knob of the bat and
right,
foul
which
tipped.
would be a foul ball, and Jacob Campbell goes back to first base.
Yes. So now here comes Philip Matulia. He does have one of the 2 RBIs on the day. RBI ground out to second base in the 4th inning. First pitch called a ball low at 85, count 1-0.
Good odds that a hit here scores Campbell. He's got great speed for a catcher.
Matulia, 1 homer, 4 RBIs, an average of 146. Hey, Campbell, he's got a lead off a second, the 1-0. Phil holds up nicely. Good job not going around there by Matulia, and the count will stay 2-0.
Yeah.
2-0 Hawks here in the top of the 6th.
Phil ahead here, see what he gets from Co. Been a pretty fast ball game, too. Oh, almost fooled me there, Co, with the old pickoff move, and now he's going to call for his catcher to come out and talk to him. He got 2-0 count here, 2 down, runner on second. Co doesn't like something. He stepped off the mound in pretty dramatic fashion there with Campbell about 1.5 foot off the bag. So nothing playing at second base for Co, and he'll send Cromwick back behind the dish.
2-0, you think if you're Matulia, you go red light here, see what Co's going to give you.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good call.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Hawks threatening to add another run. 2-0 pitching coming. It's a breaking ball that misses, 3-0, and now you want to be careful because you don't want to walk Matulia, who can easily take the extra base for Riku Nishida.
Riku Nishida right behind him. Well, can't really take an extra base because Campbell's standing at second.
That is correct. The 3-0, and it's called a strike ball for. We've seen the Hawks engineer the double steal before.
Yeah, you have, just not with Jacob Campbell.
Not with Jacob Campbell, correct.
At second base, no, not a big steal guy.
3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Lefty on lefty, Co deals, and the pitch is a breaking ball, misses outside ball 4. So Matulia works a walk, and now the hardest batter to face in the entire Cape Cod Baseball League, the one and the only Riku Nishida.
Here comes Riku, one of the hottest bats, not just on the Harbor Hawks, but across the entire realm of the league. 20th in batting average, and that may not look too great, but he's got 12 stolen bases, which is first in the league, the 14th best OBP in the last 7 days. 7 stolen bases, 474 OBP, and a 375 batting average. That will play.
Falmouth is shifting Riku up the middle. Mooney is right behind the second base bag. Now he shifts back left towards short. Riku swings and misses for a strike 1. He was swinging for the fences.
Yeah, big cut there from Riku Nishida. Lefty on lefty here.
0-1. Co deals. It's up high 1-1. Riku's not going to get fooled by that. Off of second, Jacob Campbell. Off of first, Dominic Patelli.
Co put everything into that pitch. Heard a big grunt after he chunked it at 87 miles an hour.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here's the 1-1 to Nishida. Up high again, 2-1 to Riku.
That's 86. So the highest we've seen on the fastball from Co is 87. Goes at it again at 86. Not going to blow that by you, but again, the Hawks have struggled against those who throw their fastballs in the mid to high 80s.
2-1 pitching coming, checking off a second. Co now he deals. Riku hacks at it and misses. 2-2.
Would have been look, they already tried this, but would have been an okay time to bunt it down the third base line there because Nishida, that's what he's done so well, is just running things out. And I was not anymore now with 2 strikes, but I was shocked how far back Halter was playing at third base.
Riku now does his requisite adjustments. The 2-2 pitch. Nishida takes at the knees, and he gets the call. 3-2.
Yeah, Cromwick immediately turns around and said, okay, where did that miss? Now 3-2, full count on Nishida. We'll see how Co can control the baseball here. Mitch Jebb coming up next. Really good spot for the Hawks.
The runners will go. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Nishida pops it in the air. Foul. He'll stay alive. And this is a great at-bat from Riku Nishida. What else is new?
Yeah, Nishida just fouled off ball 4, it looked like. That one came in around the numbers, and maybe that's a close call in the end, but would have been nice to have bases juice with Mitch Jebb coming up. Still in play, though.
Ko has been aiming high on Nishida. He's missed on 2 high fastballs. The 3-2 again. Nishida pokes in the air, foul territory, heading towards the dugout, and
out of play.
Out of play. So Riku, that time he fouled off what would have been strike 3.
Yeah. Yeah, a good piece of staying alive there by Riku Nishida. And if he's able to poke a hit through on the right side, he's probably got an RBI and the 3rd run of the day for the Harbor Hawks. I mean,
at the very least, it's bases loaded for Jebb, who is seemingly due. He's 0 for 3, but you got to contend with this payoff pitch here, the 3-2, and Nishida hits it on the ground right at short, and Mooney fields fires to first in time. So Nishida, despite working the count, can't continue the inning, and despite the hit and the walk, the Harbor Hawks strand 2, 1 hit, 2 men left on, and no runs in. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. 2-0 Hyannis on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. Caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
From plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
Bottom of the 6th inning of play here, and that wouldn't be.
It would
Magdale Cotto, welcome back onto the mound.
Yeah, Magdale Cotto's back out there for the Harbor Hawks. He is well over 70 pitches in this ball game now. It's the longest outing we've seen of him this season, but that will do it. The velo is still there. You saw a slider there in the warm-up pitches at 79 miles an hour, and Magdale Cotto, oh my.
Cotto has struck out 7 today, which, hey, that puts him at 22, so if he strikes out the side here, he could potentially tie Lions on YD for the strikeout lead. For some reason, Point Streak has not updated that for strikeouts.
No, I also don't think they've updated that Campbell was not the one who pitched yesterday. They had Jacob Campbell instead of Wes Burton.
I can't believe they haven't changed that picture. Travis Chestnut, only the 2nd time he has come up to the plate today. He struck out swinging the bottom of the 3rd. Lefty on righty. Campbell shows bunt and flat out misses it. Count 0-1.
Yeah, we'll see again how well that velo keeps up for Magdale Cotto, but why not send the guy back out there? 78 pitches?
78 pitches. Cotto still looking really sharp. The 0-1 and a breaking ball misses low and away, 1-1. You have to think
maybe
that there would be.
They send him out here too. It's also a possibility to face Chestnut, and then I don't know if you want him to go a 3rd time through the lineups. Maybe you pull him before you face Mooney.
1-1 inside 2-1. You'd have to think that
lefty on righty here.
Lefty on righty, and if he works his way into trouble, there will be a quick hook.
Yeah, Chestnut, guy who stands at 5'5", 160 pounds or so, and seem here pretty tight strike zone for Cotto to work with.
2-1, fouled away. Count 2-2. Magdale Cotto, 49 strikes to 32 balls.
Yeah.
It's a ratio you really like to see if you're a scout, coach, or Cotto himself.
Cotto's shown that he can throw, he can start at the next level.
2-2 incoming. Lefty on righty, the pitch. Outside and high, 3-2.
Also, hello to Travis Chestnut. Just his 2nd game on Cape Cod was 1 for 4 in his 1st. Originally from Temple, Texas. I know where that is.
Yeah. I've never been anywhere in Texas outside of Dallas. The 3-2 pitch, it's hit on the ground right at Patelli at 3rd. He fields fires in time. 1 down, and I don't see anybody coming out of the dugout, so it looks like it's going to be Cotto's job to finish the rest of the 6th.
All right, well, hey, why not? Leave Magdel Cotto in there. He's pitched well to this point, still has a shutout going for him, and just one hit given up on the day for Magdel. So he'll see Mooney for the third time, and you get to keep that righty on lefty matchup.
Hey, Mooney was the only Commodore to this point to register a hit off of Cotto. He had a single in the third inning, lined out in the first. First pitch is swung on and fouled away right field side, out of play. The count 1-1.
Well, Halter as well as the next guy in the lineup. He's a lefty. So we'll see how the Harbor Hawks play this one.
Lefty on righty. No balls in a strike. Cotto gets his sign, sets and deals the pitch. Inside and a little bit low, 1-1.
Yeah. Try to keep the control up there for Cotto, as it has been. It's not been too much of an issue there today. We've seen that plague him a couple of times this year, but not in this one.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Cotto, lefty on righty, deals. That's a high fly ball to deep left. That is trouble. Tito Flores ranging back at the wall. He leaps and he can't bring it back. It's gone. Alex Mooney, his second home run of the year, as he jolts it over the left field fence to cut the Harbor Hawk lead in half.
Number 20 this season for Falmouth. They lead the league in home runs. And Mooney's got another for the guys in red. The Harbor Hawks still lead this one by 1, but that lead is cut in half.
Mooney has been seeing the ball well off of Cotto all night. So you're definitely taking a risk by keeping in Cotto, and it pays off for Falmouth, as now the lead's cut to 2-1, and Kobe Halter steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 2. So now a 2-1 ball game as Falmouth utilizes the long ball to get back in it. First pitch, Halter, a high pop foul, count 0-1, and he didn't miss that by much.
No, he didn't. I mean, Cotto's fine. That's one swing of the bat that you'd probably like back, but it's just 1 run.
0-1, 1 out, bottom of the 6th. The Hawks a 2-1 lead over the Falmouth Commodores in the pitch. That's stroked in the air, right center field. That could be trouble, and it lands for a base hit. So Colby Halter will stop at first, and now Eric Beatty will head out of the dugout.
Yeah, you get Stovall coming to the plate, and likely going to see a pitching change here. We'll see that coach will signal down, and that'll be it. You got a guy in Stovall who also bats left, and let's see who comes out of the pen for the Harbor Hawks.
So if that's it for Cotto, hats off to him. He does have the runner on first. It's his responsibility, but Magdel Cotto exits the game, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run. It is earned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Tip your cap to Mr. Cotto. And
Jackson Emus.
It is Jackson Emus who will enter, and as he warms up, we will take a quick break. Harbor Hawks lead 2-1. We'll be right back with you in a second on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Bronk,
What up, TB?
what do you think my next move should be? Give it to me straight. Maybe it's just time I hang him up.
I got one word for you. Retirement. If you retire now, you're gonna be walking on soft sand in a week. Just come to Florida and feel the wind in your hair. Retirement is like winning another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
On the Spotty Network, this is what Tom heard.
If you retire now, you're soft and weak. Just come to Florida and win another one. Maybe I'll even join you.
Just go win another one.
Like it's that easy, Gronk. Maybe it is.
I still feel like I have a lot to accomplish. My goal is to win one more. And Gronk's coming with me.
I'm retired from retiring? Mom, where are my football pants?
Don't trust big decisions to just any network. Go with T-Mobile, the GO in 5G.
And I'm not soft or weak either.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
My family earns respect.
My family clears bases. My family breaks records. My family wins MVPs. My family gives everything. My family makes history. My family wins championships. There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family.
There's no family like my family.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Join the fam.
Jackson Hyannis enters the game, and he's got a runner on first and one out to deal with. As he's also got the dangerous Peyton Stovall to deal with as well. Hyannis has been pretty dang good out of the pen this season for the Hawks.
Yeah, he has. Really solid stuff from Jackson. Pride of Princeton, whose mascot is?
Tigers.
Nice. You see he's got that big orange sleeve. He's got a couple of orange sleeves. That's not quite Harbor Hawk orange. It's just a little more bright. And wouldn't you know why?
Well, that's because it's Princeton orange.
It
Princeton,
is.
My birthplace, believe it or not.
I don't know if I believe that. That might be a stretch.
Jackson Hyannis. Righty on lefty, first pitch in the dirt, ball one. Nice block by Campbell.
I'd like to thank our producers, Abby Stokes, Ella Gibson, Mike Maynard, as always, for the work that they've done. Having our ticker up there, too, earlier with the scores across the league and the Hawks that are hot as well. Thank you for those listening on YouTube. Mixler's also available for uninterrupted audio.
One ball, no strikes to the dangerous Peyton Stovall. Righty on lefty, here's a delivery. Stovall takes outside 2-0. Hyannis coming in has been, to this point, lights out. ERA of triple zeros in 8 innings pitched, 6 games, 10 strikeouts to 2 walks.
Yeah.
His last outing against YD on July 4th in that crazy 5-5 tie.
Yep.
Here's a 2-0, and it misses. Not by much, 3-0. And
yeah, 8 innings pitched and only 2 walks. That has not been an issue for him. He did have 1 walk against YD, but it's interesting here what we're seeing. Now
you do want to be dangerous. 3-0. Pitch is taken for a called strike. Count 3-1 on Peyton Stovall,
and see if Hyannis can work his way back right here. That is step 1. Throwing a strike on the 3-0 count.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner off of first as Kobe Halter. He reached on a single. The rally started with a home run by Alex Mooney. Here's a 3-1. Now they check back off of first.
Beautiful night at Gov Fuller Field. Not too much wind either. Maybe a little bit blown out to the left side.
Weather right now sitting at 71 degrees. It is
a little chilly.
Gorgeous out. A little bit humid, though. 80% humidity.
Huh. More you know.
3-1 pitch from Hyannis. Runner goes. A pitch taken for a called strike. The throw to second base. It gets past the glove of Jeb. Going to third. We might have a play at third. The throw to third is in time. Cole McConnell guns out the runner. Halter at third.
Halter, halter, halter. You gotta halt at second base. He stopped, he looked all around him, and then he ran. It was so delayed that Cole McConnell had just enough time, pumped the heater from center field on the money, and what a play by the Harbor Hawks. Now the count is full at 3-2. And Hyannis has an opportunity with 1 strike here to get the Harbor Hawks out of a jam here in the 6th.
Well, what a turn of events we have here. And on one of the rare occasions where Jacob Campbell misses a throw from behind the plate, Cole McConnell says, no problem, buddy. I got your back. Yeah. And now, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Hyannis, the payoff pitch, the 3-2. It's a high pop. Foul. We stay alive here, 3-2.
That ball's coming our direction for a second. Whoa, watch out there, Zach Berman.
We're covered by this polyester.
Okay,
something.
yeah. If you trust this tent to hold up a baseball,
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Harbor Hawks lead 2-1, and Jackson Hyannis looking to pull an escape trick here to get out of the 6th to 3-2, and it's fouled off of Campbell, off of the ump. We stay alive.
Glad everybody is okay there. We have already seen one injured umpire this season so far. Would like to avoid doing that. Little song and dance again.
So Jackson Emis could have very easily had first and second, 1 out. Now base is empty, 2 out.
Yeah.
And what a heads-up play by Cole McConnell to keep an eye on that baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. Righty on lefty. And the pitch is hit in the air to left center field. That could be trouble. McConnell back. It's over his head into the gap, up against the wall. Coming to second, and the throw is cut off by Nishida. So now Peyton Stovall's sitting at second base, and if it weren't for that play by McConnell earlier, that's just that's an RBI double and not just a plain old regular double.
Yeah, Emis, just his 4th hit allowed this season. He has still been lights out. Extra base hit there is not the most fun thing to allow if you're the Harbor Hawks, but still the opportunity with a runner on 2 and 2 down to get an out from the Oregon guy that steps to the plate.
Jacob Walsh, 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout in his first 2 plate appearances. He does have a runner in scoring position. And this game's gone from a comfortable 2-zip lead to you might want to sit up in your chair a little bit now.
Yeah, comfortable at 2-zip sounds weird, but not on Cape Cod.
First pitch, a called strike at 84 from Jackson Emis, the count 0-1.
Heck, Zach Berman, we've seen plenty of games where 2 runs would win it for you.
Yes, indeed. I mean, the Harbor Hawks, they've come back from down 2. That's happened plenty of times. That seemingly happens every time I'm on the mic nowadays.
Yeah, you are the testator of our broadcast crew.
Our broadcast crew.
I said that.
0-1. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Now the count 0-2. Well, if I'm the Joe Test, I mean, look, our friend Austin Dakuda, who's sitting back home somewhere in the contiguous lower 48 United States, just was dealt the first loss on his ledger last night.
Yeah, that's right.
Undefeated, or only wins and ties up until that point, but Dakuda finally an L on the ledger. Harbor Hawks looking to avoid an L on their ledger tonight. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Righty on lefty, runner off a second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Emis steals, it's up and in, 1-2.
Close miss there from Emis at 87. And not to take away from what's happening here, but you are still winless, correct?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not winless.
1-2 pitch here, what do you go with?
1-2 pitch, slider away.
Okay. I think the slider from a righty is going to come in on a lefty.
Let's see what he delivers here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, tying run at second. The pitch to Walsh. Swinging a chop to first base. Should be an easy play for Shanuel. He'll take it to the bag himself, and Jackson Emis works out of trouble, then back in, and then back out again to retire the side. So 1 run on the home run, 3 hits, 1 left on, and after 6 innings of play, the Harbor Hawks still holding on a 2-1 lead on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
When you need a better place to work, CapeSpace is the place to turn. In today's changing work environment, shared workspaces offer a flexible and affordable alternative to conventional office space. At CapeSpace, we offer a wide range of membership packages to suit your professional needs, complete with office amenities like high-speed Wi-Fi, coffee, printing stations, reception service, and private meeting rooms. Visit our website today to learn more.
UFOS Active Recovery. Because life keeps you on your toes. Because you want to shine when you rise. UFOM technology absorbs impact with every step, so your body doesn't have to. Because standing still gets you nowhere. Get yours today at ufos.com. Feel better. Feel the U.
It's the top of the 7th inning. The Hawks have a 2-1 lead, and Jackson Emis, he's got to be feeling lucky after Cole McConnell saved his bacon, throwing a runner out at third. And if you're feeling lucky, You should play the Massachusetts State Lottery. As a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League, the Massachusetts State Lottery is celebrating the games we love playing, from the baseball diamond to the many lottery games that help support all 351 cities and towns across the Commonwealth. So here's to 50 years of winning and 50 more with the Massachusetts State Lottery.
Hey, a righty's in the game. That's very nice. Haven't seen too many of those tonight on the bump for the Falmouth Commodores. And wouldn't you know, they've got the bright red jerseys on, but they still decided to go with the maroon socks. A very interesting fashion choice for our friends from Falmouth. Not sure how well that all comes together, but all right. You know what? Why not take a risk, see if it pays off? You ever seen the Met Gala? Yeah. Typically some funky-looking stuff up there, and Falmouth is trying their hand at being Met Gala fashionable.
New arm is number 14 on the Commodores. That would be Mr. Camden Minacci, Tampa native, currently at Wake Forest.
3.68 ERA through 4 games pitched. 7 1/3 this season, where he's allowed 3 earned runs. In total, he struck out 11, although he's allowed 2 home runs. Opponent batting average of just 115, not bad. So the 3 hits that he's allowed, 2 of them have been home runs. That's
and in a weird mathematical quirk, the top of the lineup is leading off for the 4th separate time in this game. What are the odds of that?
Oh, wow. Yeah, you're right. And we're only through 6, so this is the start of the 7th. See that again. That's pretty impressive. And there's only 2 runs on the board to go with 5 hits.
Mitch Jebb takes the first pitch inside, ball 1. Yeah, Jebb led off the first with a ground out, led off the third with a ground out, and led off the 5th with a strikeout.
Wow.
0 for 3. Jebb lines it in the air, left center field, down for a base hit. And what do you know? Welcome to the hit column, Mitch Jebb. It's been a while. It's good to have you.
Yeah, welcome to the ball game to Minacci. Not the most fun thing to have happen. The first batter you face gets a hit into center field. Mitch Jebb, well done.
And that's your classic Mitch Jebb inside-out opposite field swing, left center field. He loves to hit the ball there. And now you have a dangerous runner on the base paths with a dangerous bat at the plate in Justin Hyannis.
And the last times these teams played, the last time these 2 teams played, Minacci actually threw in that game. That was here at Falmouth against Hyannis.
First pitch, Hyannis rips it down the right field line. It would have been trouble had it stayed fair. The count 0-1.
Yeah, instead it landed in the massive grandstand of fans in probably the most dangerous concoction of seating you could conjure up for a stadium. No fence at all, period, down the right side, just past the dugout. So heads up, literally at all times.
0-1, left, righty on lefty, and now checking back off first, the soft toss by Minacci.
To make it better, let's double it. The left side of the field, there are 3 evergreen trees that are just in foul territory.
Of course, Gov Fuller Field, a multi-use ballpark. It's a football stadium come fall.
Is it actually?
Yes, it is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hyannis lines it in the air, center field, a base hit. Stopping at second, Jebb, so the leadoff guys both reach via hits. And first and second, nobody out for the man with the hottest bat on Cape Cod right now, and that is Nolan Shaniel.
Hey, Nolan, happy to have you. Sunday morning, man, she woke up fighting mad. When it rains, it pours. Let's see if the Harbor Hawks can... Yes, let's see if the Harbor Hawks can take advantage of a couple of base runners. Nobody out, and da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Nolan Shaniel at the dish. His bat has been insane. Last 7 days, 444 batting average and a 607 league-leading OBP.
Runner off a second, Jebb. Runner off a first, Hyannis. Jebb a steal threat, Hyannis not so much. First pitch is a called strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1.
Double steal. Now you could see it possibly.
Possibly.
Mitch Jebb has done it a few times this year. He's got 7 stolen bases, maybe 8. I don't know. Haven't checked in a little bit.
Harbor Hawks only up 2-1 here, top of the 7th, looking to get some insurance. The pitch is taken up and in at the hands by Shaniel. The count 1-1.
I know a baseball team who steals a lot of bases and is #1 in the Cape Cod Baseball League. That's the Harbor Hawks.
The Harbor Hawks
they
have
stole
jumped to it.
8 of them yesterday.
The Harbor Hawks have jumped the Kettleers and now, statistically, the fastest team on Cape Cod. A 1-1 pitch. Shaniel swings and misses through some high breaking ball wizardry in the count 1-2. It's a good pitch there from Minacci. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. With the heart of the lineup due up, this is a difficult spot for Minacci to work his way in and out of. Getting his signs and signals from Cromwick. Righty on lefty. Here's the 1-2, and Shanuel takes in the dirt. Count will go even 2-2.
All right. Keep a good eye on Shanuel. In his last 7 games, he's walked 8 times. Walked earlier tonight, so that's 9 in 8 games.
Cole McConnell sitting in the on-deck circle, and he's the reason right now this game is not tied. But right now, Justin Hyannis can distance the Harbor Hawks a little bit with Shanuel can distance the Hawks here with a knock. The 2-2 pitch, and it plugs Shanuel in the back of the leg.
Hello. Shanuel's been hit a couple nights in a row now. We saw him get hit last night. Well, a foul ball bounced off him and hit him.
So Shanuel looks to be all right. All smiles off of first. Will take the trot to first base, and now with nobody out,
Crying,
Cole McConnell.
Crying and moaning on and on about the time I had. You could go a couple lines deeper into the old verse.
Yes, you could.
Because now you got bases loaded and nobody down. McConnell at the plate. Cole, what a time to get your first big knock of the season.
Well, just to take you back to the last half inning, McConnell threw out a runner out for third that would have scored on a double.
Yeah.
He saved the game for the moment being. Bases loaded. First pitch, McConnell, first pitch attacking, fouls it away. Count 0-1. McConnell, Tito, and Jacob Campbell, 3 guys I'd say you'd be very happy to have up in this spot with the Hawks up 2-1, bases loaded, nobody out.
Yeah.
Jeb off of third, Hyannis off of second, Shanuel off of first. Righty on lefty. Here's the 1-1 to Cole McConnell. He takes up and away, outside, 1-1.
Okay.
Jeb reached on a single. Hyannis reached on a single. Nolan Shanuel hit by a pitch. And the Harbor Hawks are in prime business to distance themselves here from the Commodores in the top of the 7th inning. The 1-1 to McConnell. He swings away, fouls it away, count 1-2.
Now the 1-2 down to the count. If you're McConnell, if you're anybody in this spot, you don't want to strike out. That would be the thing to try and avoid, and that's been an issue at times for McConnell this season. Hopefully he can avoid his second strikeout here.
I mean, if you put it in play, odds are you get a run home.
Well, it could be a triple play, though. I don't want that.
That is true. The 1-2. McConnell fouls it away again. We stay 1-2.
Way to fight that off, your Cole. I mean, that's a ball that it's not in the zone, but at the same time, you see a fastball high, you get a piece of it. Even if you're knocking it out of play, you're feeling all right there. See what the lefty McConnell can do, because now with the righty in this game for Falmouth, Coach Derek Beatty and company built this lineup to face the lefties that they saw earlier.
But now you have 2 righties behind McConnell.
Yeah, you do. Tito Flores coming up here pretty soon. Unless the triple play happens.
You trying to bring that up just to reverse jinx it?
Maybe.
The 1-2 to McConnell. And he takes outside, just missing the plate. I don't know if that missed. Home Plate Blue says it did, and we go 2-2.
Well, thankfully.
And it almost looked like McConnell looked back at the ump and said, he almost gave him a
Well, no, yeah, McConnell
nod.
made sure. McConnell's like, whoa.
You sure about that?
McConnell made sure. He's been bitten on that at Falmouth 3 times before that, in that last matchup they played.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bases juice, the pitch, and McConnell hits it on the ground. That's going to be played by Stovall. The throw to first in time, run scores. That will get the job done. It's 3-1 Hyannis.
Harbor Hawks are on the board here in the top of the 7th inning with another that doubles the lead, with Tito Flores coming up now with the runner on second, a runner on third, and Flores is now 1 for his last 14. His average has dropped down to 275, which is still one of the best in the Cape Cod Baseball League, top 20. But even still, you have an opportunity to maybe, do you bunt him here, try to get his mojo back up, get a run across, that adds another to your lead. It becomes 4-1, and Tito's feeling good after the sack hit.
It's a maybe. I'm not sure. Hyannis doesn't necessarily have burners, but now everybody's gonna meet on the mound. But you like this spot, and once again, the Harbor Hawks small balling their way.
Well, and you mentioned the righties, so let's see what we get. We are going to get a righty who's coming into this game, so there will be pitching change.
So Camden Minacci comes in, loads the bases, gets an out and an RBI generated to his name, an earned run, and the next two guys on base will also be the responsibility of Minacci, but a new pitcher will have to try and mop this up and keep it somewhat tidy for Falmouth, and with that, we'll send it to a break. 3-1 Hawks, and they're threatening to add more on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Traffic is treacherous. There's a fender bender on the pike. Gonna be a wicked commute. The expressway's backed up to the gas tanks. Gridlock. Crawl. Snarl. Jam up. Bottleneck. Log jam. 128 is a parking lot. You'll be late for supper tonight.
Keeping your car road ready is what we do best. At Sullivan Tire, we're always here to get you there.
Hey, we get you there too.
Choosing T-Mobile is like paying for this, but getting that. And so much more. More 5G bars in more places. More savings so your family saves 20% versus the other guys. And we won't raise the price of your rate plan with our price lock guarantee. Get more with T-Mobile. More 5G coverage, more savings, and even more cool stuff.
Gannon's Tavern is the home of incredible wings, handcrafted cocktails, ice-cold beer, and Keno. Their innovative tavern menu features seafood, great sandwiches, steaks grilled to perfection, and stunning specialty dishes. There's no better place to watch your favorite New England pro football team than Gannon's Tavern, in their large bar or outside on their covered deck, complete with TV and sound. Gannon's Tavern, 959 Burses Way, Hyannis. Like them on Facebook and Instagram.
See you soon at Gannon's Tavern.
We go from a Yukon Husky to a Florida Gator. It is Ryan Slater, the 6'3 righty, who now enters in a difficult spot, second and third, one out, one already in the top of the seventh, and a dangerous Tito Flores stepping to the plate looking to add to the Harbor Hawks lead.
Rye Guy has come into the ball game out of Florida. Ryan has a 5.34 ERA for the Gators this past season. 57 innings logged. That's a lot. 25 walks, not that bad, but only 48 strikeouts. Fastball from the right side, 90 to 94. Slider 82 to 86, just a two-pitch guy.
So the batter is Tito Flores. First pitch, Tito takes low and away, ball one. Tito reached on an error that scored a run, walked and popped out. He's 0 for 1. He's hitless in his last three.
Yeah. Riku Nishida, you can hear, is very colorful from the dugout. It's a way to put it right now for Tito.
1-0. Runners are going, and it's punted foul. They attempted a double steal on third and home, respectively.
Oh, my gosh. With Justin Janis, Eric Beatty, the new pitcher has just come into the ball game, and Beatty said, let's steal home plate. Now, granted, Tito was going to bunt that ball, no matter what. Tito was supposed to put contact on that in some capacity, but geez, if you are Ryan Slater, that'll wake you up. Okay, there you go. If you're not rattled, hello. Double steal home.
System, maybe a little bit of honeydew coffee.
And cappuccino.
1-1. The pitch to Tito. He takes outside 2-1.
Oh, Slater. Walks have not been an issue for you, but if you decide to give a free pass right here with Jacob Campbell coming up, that wouldn't be very wise. I could give you one piece of advice. It's don't do that.
The Hawks have scored 3 runs on an error and 2 RBI groundouts, respectively. If that's not Harbor Hawk baseball, I don't know what is. 2-1 to Flores. He serves it down the right field line, hooking foul, and it stays 2-2.
Yeah, hit that right into the grandstand that is completely exposed to the entire
grandstand.
world and everyone over there.
It is a football grandstand. Guff Fuller Field does serve as the Falmouth High School football stadium during the offseason.
Or during the in-season.
In-season.
Yeah, in-season for somebody, yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The payoff pitch, swing and a miss. So Tito Flores goes down on strikes, and now Jacob Campbell, the last man standing to try and bring these final 2 runners in.
Yeah, not the most fun thing to happen right there for the Harbor Hawks, and the infield will go ahead and back themselves up, and we'll see what Campbell does. Maybe he's got the speed to do it. I don't know why. I've been on this kick all season long. I'm loving a little push bunt down the left side, sprint to first base, see if you can beat it out. I don't know why. Never been that guy. You know, grew up in the South, it's power baseball. But here, small ball works on Cape Cod. It's how the Harbor Hawks have won so many games already.
First pitch to Campbell. He attacks and weakly chops it. That could be trouble. Let's see where it lands. The throw to first. It gets away. It's dropped by the runner Walsh. A run scores. Stopping at third is Shanuel. And what do you know? It was a little dribbler that winds up being productive. It's going to be scored an error, likely on Walsh, but a run scores. It's 4-1.
The best time to be at a high school basketball game is when the little dribblers are performing at halftime, and that right there was my second favorite little dribbler in the world. It was a beautiful full swing bunt from Jacob Campbell. Cromwick had time, and instead of throwing the ball to first base, he threw it straight into the ground, and Walsh couldn't collect it. That brings one home for the Harbor Hawks. Hello, 4-1 lead. Thank you very much. There's still a guy on third base.
And rightfully so, it's been charged in E2 to Cromwick. So now first and third for Patel. He hits it on the ground, and that's through for a base hit. Past the glove of Stovall, scoring easily Shanuel. The runner goes to third, and it is not in time. Now Patelli going to second. He takes the extra base. 5-1 Hawks, and they are small balling the Commodores to oblivion.
Bum, 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 bum. You hear it, bum, bum, bum. You hear the
Six Flags music.
That's exactly what it is. The Harbor Hawks have put another on the board here. A 5-1 score. Runners on second, now runners on third. And hello, Philip Matulia. What can you do for me right now? Phil only 146 on the season, but already an RBI today. You know what? He's already hit one home run. Is it that big of an ask if we request another?
As you like to say, run the home run play.
Run the home run play.
Slater against Matulia. Righty on lefty. Second and third, 2 outs. First pitch, Phil swings, fouls it. That was pretty close to us. I saw Drake, you flinched. The count 0-1.
Yeah. No, that landed a pretty good ways away from the broadcast booth. I was just kind of watching it go.
So the Harbor Hawks, beneficiaries of 3 Falmouth errors.
Yeah, Falmouth has done the error play 33 times this year. That's the most in the league.
2 of which have scored runs.
Yeah, not really great.
Pitch, Matulia breaks his bat, hits it on the ground on a hop to Stovall, fires to first in time, but the damage has been done. The Harbor Hawks get 3 to cross a plate, and through 6.5 innings of work, 5-1 Hyannis. Let's stretch here at Gov Fuller Field. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
When Alaska Airlines needed a partner for the complex operations of travel, they made the switch to T-Mobile. Our 5G has Alaska Airlines and their customers covered, from major hubs to remote destinations, with 5G coverage ready now for the demands of today and the future. T-Mobile's network powers Alaska Airlines as they deliver next-level care for all customers. 5G ready now. That's how unconventional thinking is better for business.
Tastes like a Coke.
We nailed it!
Coke Zero Sugar.
Have they nailed it?
Sounds like they really nailed it, huh?
Nailed it.
And that's when you said... So it really tastes like a Coke.
Yeah, that's the point. Tastes like a Coke.
We nailed it!
Coke Zero Sugar.
Have they nailed it?
Sounds like they really nailed it, huh?
Nailed it.
And that's when you said... So it really tastes like a Coke.
Yeah, that's the point.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need a partner, not just an agent. For over 50 years, Gibson Sotheby's International Realty has set the standard in excellence and performance. A seasoned team that has thrived throughout all markets. Our agents live and work in your neighborhood and understand you. We are over 170 agents strong, backed by an in-house marketing team and global reach that is second to none.
From studios to penthouses, purchasing to renting, our team provides unparalleled real estate services.
If you live here, fun is your thing. If you live here, tough is your thing. Smart is your thing. caring is your thing. If you live in Massachusetts, community is your thing. Since 1972, the Massachusetts State Lottery has provided over $25 billion to help cities and towns with the things they need most. If you live here, giving is your thing.
Well, Jackson Hyannis has been greeted with a nice, cushy 4-run advantage here in the bottom of the 7th as the Harbor Hawks, once again, late inning small ball rally. That seems to be the name of the game.
Well, Falmouth still has 9 outs to try to conjure up something. Look at the 5th best offense in the league when it comes to runs. 8th best offense in hits. They're the 1st best in home runs. They draw a lot of walks, but they also strike out a ton, have a pretty low team average, and an 8th best OBP in the league. So while they've had some bright spots offensively here and there, they just haven't been able to put it together in a consistent fashion for Falmouth. So down the stretch, can they make a run at this ball game late? Remains to be seen, but so far Jackson Hyannis has been pretty crisp.
Jackson Hyannis did allow a double that would have scored the tying run if not for Colby Halter missing a stop sign at second and getting thrown out at third. So it is Cromwick, Pinckney, and Brutcher. 5, 6, and 7 due in for Falmouth. First pitch. Breaking ball called a strike, and the count 0-1 to the Oregon Duck product, Josiah Cromwick.
Yeah.
Future teammate of Riku Nishida.
Yeah. Currently out of Mount Hood Community College.
0-1 to Cromwick. Hyannis steals, and a breaking ball that is just gross. Cromwick cuts on and misses 75 from the Princeton product.
Hello, 0-2 count. Why not work pretty quick here in the 7th and quell any momentum for Falmouth.
0-2 pitch. And Hyannis, did you see that? He's almost sidearmed that.
He did. Yeah, he changed arm slots for that one.
Changed the arm slot. Misses outside. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Harbor Hawks 9 outs away. They lead 5-1. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Hyannis steals in the dirt low and away. Count 2-2.
All right, even that count up on Cromwick, who is 4 for 22 this season on Cape Cod, a singular RBI. 0 for 2 today.
Cromwick's average is now dipped all the way to 182.
Yeah.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. 90 up and away. Cromwick couldn't catch up to it. There's out number 1.
Thank you very much, Jackson Hyannis. Hyannis through 8 innings has 10 strikeouts coming into this one, along with those 2 walks that we mentioned, had allowed just 3 hits. The Clinton, Massachusetts product is how you say good at baseball.
I feel like you can say that for just like the seemingly endless arsenal of bullpen arms.
Well, you know, every team has their kryptonite. A lot of good arms here for the Harbor Hawks.
0-1. Pinckney shows bunt and bunts it straight off of his own elbow and foul.
Yeah. Now, it's a Harbor Hawk team that was up there in the defensive categories all season long until last night. 12 runs allowed against Wareham, and so yesterday they came into the day 2nd league in walks. They've now dropped to 5th. They're 5th in strikeouts. They were 1st in whip. They're now 3rd. Their ERA is 5th best in the league. They were 3rd going into yesterday.
Here's the 0-1. Pitch low and away, count 1-1. I still have not figured out. I assume the Harbor Hawks have an error. I could not tell you who, what, or when it was charged.
Right. I was looking the same to see if I could find it, and we had our director of broadcast, Harrison Myers, mention it was a throw down to 1st, but I don't know if I recall that. Throw down to 2nd. That's what it was, throw to 2nd.
The 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball called strike 1-2. Now, Harrison.
The throw to 2nd got away.
Yes.
And Halter decided to run to 3rd, and Cole McConnell threw him out.
Well, listen
to
this.
While it was an error, it still worked out well for the Harbor Hawks, no?
That is not being charged as an error.
Okay.
So the error is not on that play.
There's a mystical error somewhere that happened today.
1-2, meanwhile, to Pinckney. Emis deals. It's fouled straight back into the
Hey,
netting.
there's not an error on the ball game today. Hello, the scoreboard says there is, but Point Streak, which is the official scorebook of the CCBL, says no.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Scoreboard wrong. Point Streak right. Oh, there's somebody. I bet they have big muscles. Revving the engine, a mile and a half away.
1-2 to Pinckney. Righty on righty. Emis deals. Swing and a miss. That breaking ball. Man, oh man, Jackson Emis, how do you do?
Well, Pinckney, thanks for coming to the ballpark today. Hope you enjoyed your evening and have fun going back to the dugout. Another strikeout on Emis's ledger sets down Pinckney. Welcomes to the plate Brutcher with just 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. And again, trying to quell any momentum that the guys from Falmouth try to conjure up.
That might be one of the better put-away pitches on this Harbor Hawk roster.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Emis has just been, he's zero ERA,
fantastic.
you know. 0 ERA is pretty good.
First pitch called a strike in the count 0-1, but
he's thrown now 23 pitches today, 16 for strikes, 7 for balls.
0-1. Jackson Emis on the lefty Brutcher. He gets him to cut on a miss. There it is again, the breaking ball. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jackson Emis, who came into this game in relief of Macdale Cotto, got out of the jam in no big part to an interesting play that wound up with Kobe Halter getting thrown out at third and is now looking to work a 1-2-3 7th, and the pitch taken just outside 1-2 by Brutcher.
Jackson Emis, 6'5", 245. That dude's a unit. He's facing Brutcher, who's 6'6", listed at 205. That's more around the 180 range. I'm 205 and can attest.
I think Emis is going to go back to that put-away breaking pitch.
2 big guys on a football field playing baseball.
1-2. There's the breaking ball. It misses outside, 75 miles an hour.
All right. A little 2-2 action here. See what Emis does. Do you go breaking ball, fastball, inside, outside?
I mean, there was more movement on that pitch than a Peloton class.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
They went bankrupt.
Did they?
Peloton, yeah.
No way.
Sorry, man. Emis finally got one they liked. Waved off 2 of them.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Emis steals, and there's a high fly ball to left. That could carry. Now, coming over and making the catch is Flores, and Jackson Emis, 1-2-3. Down go the Doors in the 7th, and the Harbor Hawks 6 outs away from victory here. Let's go to the 8th. They're up 5-1.
Plants, and as always, it's 100% recyclable. Plant bottle, designed to make a difference.
This BBB seal is a badge of honor. It's a sign that this is a business you can trust.
Hi. Oh, this is amazing.
Each year, millions of people see the BBB seal on a door or a window or a website and breathe a little easier. See the seal and know you've made the right choice. Find a business you can trust. Ask BBB.
We're through 7 innings of work, and the Harbor Hawks a 5-1 lead here on Falmouth, as you can tell by the dugout chants who's up at the plate. Riku Nishida, who hitless so far.
Yes, he is. 3 hits yesterday for Nishida.
None today.
No, but Harbor Hawks this season have had Falmouth's number, huh? Beat them 4-3 in a barn burner.
First pitch, Riku hits it up the middle, past the diving glove of the shortstop Mooney into center field, a base hit, and there you go. There's Riku's first hit of the night.
Riku has 12 stolen bases, leads the Cape Cod Baseball League. Here comes number 13. I'm calling it right now. Hyannis beat Falmouth in their first game 3-4. Hyannis then later in the season faced Falmouth on the road here at Gov Fuller. They beat them 5-1. They got another big lead on them today, so Poor Falmouth. They've had their work cut out for them with the Harbor Hawks.
So Mitch Jebb, speedy guy at the plate, speedy guy off of first. Riku Nishida looking to add to his season high, or league high, should I say, stolen base totals. First pitch fouled away. Count.
Also, the scoreboard says 5-1. It's not that. That's not the score. Just according to the official scorebook, it's only 4-1. And the Harbor Hawks don't have an error. I had it in my book as 4-1 as well.
I had it as 4-1 as well myself.
Yeah, so the scoreboard here at Gov Fullard Field is incorrect, and I believe it is on our graphic as well.
Called a strike, count 0-2.
Yeah, scoreboard woes at Gov Fullard have shown themselves, gnashed their unwanted teeth.
Those 4 runs coming via...
Do you also have 4 runs?
Yes, I do. I have 4 runs. I have 4 runs.
Okay, now we have a debate. Now we...
Pitch is taken for a ball. The throw to second. Not in time. Riku Nishida, another stolen base.
Lucky
what do
number
you know?
13. Number 13, league leading for Riku Nishida. Very nicely done, my friend.
I am not losing my mind. I will go through this right now. So the run scored on the Tito error. Then the run scored on Matulia's ground out. The run scored on the ground ball RBI by McConnell. The run scored on the Patelli ground ball. Yeah, it was an RBI single.
Yes.
Hit right back to Jebb. Riku could be caught in a rundown. Riku is caught in a rundown between second and third. Let's see what we have.
No.
Now Jebb is running to second. The throw in time. Riku gets over to third.
Now, that is, it was a very obvious obstruction because you had Slater who tossed the ball to second base to Mooney who was covering, and then Slater just mowed over Riku Nishida. And they didn't get an obstruction call. There was. They've now
called,
looks like
yes,
they've signaled obstruction. So that meant that Riku had the leeway to go to third base, but it didn't change anything for Jebb. So Jebb being tagged out at second should still apply. However, Riku Nishida had a free pass to third base if he kept going because Slater came down there, gave him a little arm bar on the base pass. Certainly not on purpose, but Jebb should still be out because he didn't have the right of way to second base. It was just Nishida that could be granted third.
Thank you.
Also, what's the score? 5-1. We've confirmed.
So it is 5-1. So I was saying it right the entire time.
So the official scorebook tonight is wrong. The people that are paid to do the score for the official league scorebook. All right.
I feel like I'm losing my mind here.
Yeah, I am too. 5-1.
I just signaled to Mazdak Darvari 5-1. I mean, I just had this crazy panic attack first. I'm like, wait a second. Have I been telling everybody the wrong score? No, I have not. Okay. It is 5-1 in the top of the 8th, and now the Harbor Hawks have second and third and 1 out. And, yeah. So we have
I mean,
an error that doesn't exist.
Still a controversy as Beatty's talking to the third base umpire. I think the call is correct. Nishida had the right of way to third base. He didn't take it. Instead, he danced around there. Jebb's thrown out at second. He didn't have a guaranteed base at second. It was just Nishida on the obstruction. That obstruction of Riku Nishida doesn't guarantee Mitch Jebb second.
Well, it is ruled a 1-6-5-4 putout. Elementary, routine, some might even say. And now 1 out with the runner Riku off of third. And pretty much anything scores Nishida here.
All right, well, this is a funky game.
So Slater deals the first pitch to Hyannis, takes low and in ball 1. Anything scores Riku. Wild pitch, pass ball, ground out, sac fly, base hit.
Not necessarily anything.
A balk.
True, that would do that. That would do the trick.
1-0. Hyannis fouls it away, count 1-1. So, yes, it is 5-1.
Right.
5-1. Hyannis is winning.
Unless you're going by the official scorebook, which now says that Hyannis has 10 hits. Not a thing. Yeah.
It's a little brain blender here. The 1-1. Hyannis. Was he plugged? Yes, he was. That is hit number 63, his 63rd hit by pitch. And what do we have here?
Oh, no. Oh, he swung.
I was about to say.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious that he swung, so they'll send him back to home plate.
So the home plate umpire ruled him hit by pitch. Then he checked down to third. Third base ump says yes, he went around. So now the count 1-2. And Justin Hyannis walks back to first thinking, man, I get away with him every single time. Not this one.
Let's see what the point streak says on this one, huh? Oh, they've ruled it a home run.
I think the point streak is just going to give us a question mark right in the middle.
Yeah, I think so. That's what we got so far tonight. And so 5-1 ball game. Runner on third base.
1-2. Here's a pitch to Hyannis. He swings and misses for strike 3. Now he's tagged out. Hyannis is signaling to the ump something as he walks out.
Yeah, I think it was pretty obvious that Hyannis swung on that 1-1 pitch that did hit him. So he'll go back to the dugout. 2 down. Still an opportunity for an RBI here for Nolan Shanuel.
So after all of that, Nolan Shanuel steps to the plate.
Why not steal home plate? Why not send Riku Nishida? You're up either 4-1 or 5-1 here.
First pitch, Shanuel fouls it straight back out 0-1.
Solely just to say you tried it. He's got the most stolen bases in the league.
The Harbor Hawks have already attempted a steal of home.
They did
today.
do that, but it was a hit and run, so it was a bunt and run, really.
But it was a very delayed bunt, the 0-1. Inside 1-1. Shanuel, productive day despite not having a hit. Line out in the first, walk in the third, fly out in the fifth, then a hit by pitch in the 7th.
Hello, OBP. You've got the best in the league over the course of the last week.
1-1. Shanuel pops it in the air. Right center field, now coming over Pinckney and making the catch to end the inning.
So what's the score?
The score is 5-1. I can confirm to you the score is 5-1 Hawks, even though they strand the leadoff runner. And let's go to the bottom of the 8th on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Hey, Mama, what's up?
Did you switch my service from Verizon to T-Mobile? Yep.
T-Mobile has the only nationwide 5G.
Well, Mr. Know-It-All, let's see if you right about that.
Mama. Hey, Mama, I'm working.
It works at the pie shop.
T-Mobile's 5G works inside and out. Hey, what you need, Mama? I'm trying to watch the game with my boys.
It works in the park.
Oh, okay. Mama?
It works at the aquarium, in the parking garage, at the beach, in the elevator. It works in the movie theater, too. Oh, shush yourself. I'm talking to my baby.
You're driving me crazy.
I was just calling you to say thank you, baby. I love you.
I love you too, Mama. Yes, Mama.
It works in the kitchen. Tell Mama.
Mama?
5G, it works in the club.
Who are you in a club with?
All about it. Tell Mama.
It is 5-1 Hawks here in the bottom of the 8th inning as 8-9-1 due for Falmouth as they look to mount a late comeback on Jackson Emis, who was borderline dominant in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, Jackson Emis has done the thing where you play baseball pretty well. 2 strikeouts and a harmless fly out in the 7th to hold the Falmouth Commodores at bay. What can he do here in the 8th to keep them quiet? Maybe do you see Emis finish this game? I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't to see him go. That would be 3 2/3 in total. At the same time, though, you got Jay Driver, you got Ty Langenberg. There's some options to work with tonight with a bunch of guys hot.
Hawks have a busy weekend ahead of them. Game tomorrow night, 6 p.m. first pitch. Back home.
Bourne.
Against Bourne.
Seen them quite a bit, huh?
The first trip to Orleans Sunday night.
Yeah.
6:30 first pitch from Eldridge Park. And then Monday is Fenway Day.
Hey. You going to that?
Yes, I am. Are you going to that?
I don't know. We just got back from Fenway.
Yes, we did. Batter is Corey Collins. Only the 3rd time he's been up to the plate today. He walked in the 3rd and then struck out in the 5th. First pitch he takes low and in, 1-0. Speaking of Fenway, you know what they sing in between the 8th bottom and the top of the bottom of the 8th inning at Fenway?
Take me out to the ball game.
I was going to say Sweet
God Bless
Caroline.
America? Oh. Where did that come from? Is there a segue there?
Well, there was. I'll get to it after the 1-0.
Oh, okay.
The pitch. Called a strike and then he's 1-1. Well, when we were at Fenway Park, who did we sing Sweet Caroline with? That would be Coach Beatty and his kids.
Okay. Is there a further segue here? I don't know.
And Coach Beatty and his kids, of course, they had the pregame with Bria Lawson.
Yeah, they did do that.
The 1-1. Check swing, did he go? They check down to third and say no, he did not. The count 2-1.
That was fun. How would you rate Coach Beatty's singing?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good. I gotta say, Jackson Tate, they got good voices.
Yeah.
Knew all the words.
Good falsetto.
Yes. (2-1). In the dirt, 3-1.
So let's say that Emis struggles with control here, which at 3-1, I mean, you can still give a free pass and not be in that camp necessarily, but if you're Eric Beatty, where do you go next? Do you go to Driver? Do you go to Ty Langenberg, or do you trust another arm out of that bullpen?
I would trust another arm out of that
bullpen.
3-1 pitching coming, and it's just a bit low ball four. Now, let's see what happens here.
Yeah.
They're going to leave Emis in for the time being against the 9-hitter Travis Chestnut.
Jordy Allard, would he be available tonight? I think he's hot.
Allard could be available. Volker, not so much. Jake Berry, he's your starter tomorrow.
Hammerberg's not available. Berry's starting tomorrow.
Yes, he is.
All right, hello.
Berry tomorrow, McCullough Sunday.
Has Berry started a game yet?
No, he is not.
Okay.
Time is called before Chestnut comes in.
Maybe Rosario. No, not Rosario. Wes Burton already threw. Amaral's the starter. Isaiah Rhodes 3. Yeah, kind of running out of options here. O'Halloran maybe.
O'Halloran's a possibility. I think
Jacob Campbell.
And that brings up Jackson Nicklaus.
Okay. Hey, Jackson.
Who is now going to pinch run. Jackson Nicklaus may have heard Jackson Nicklaus actually hit a grand slam in Omaha.
What?
For the Oklahoma Sooners.
Ah, well, hey. Welcome to Cape Cod there, guy.
Now he's off of first.
No grand slams for him tonight. Right now.
First pitch, the 9-hitter Chestnut is in the dirt, 1-0. And it wouldn't surprise me if there's another ball in the dirt that I don't think they're going to pull him yet. But I think there's a meeting on the mound. And now, look at that. Here comes Ohm.
He's on his horse to get out there, too.
Hightailing it out there. Clearly seeing something he doesn't like. We couldn't tell you if anybody's warming.
Yeah, what do we go? I think you go Jordy Allard out of the pen tonight.
Yeah, I think you go Allard.
You don't have a ton of arms. I say that. It was just the fact that they used so many guys last night.
And credit to Zach Volker, because he kept him from using more.
No, yeah, that's true. He had a pretty good showing last night. No earned runs in reality, but
you want to save those two arms for
fantasy world. He has one earned run.
Orleans and Bourne, respectively, who, by the way, they played tonight.
Orleans and Bourne. Hey, whatever happened to that Katuitt game?
Well, we'll get to that after this game.
Why? You can still
suspense.
tell me.
I like suspense.
Okay. Katuitt won.
1-0. Chestnut shows bunt. It gets into the dirt over the head of Campbell. So now that takes away the double play. Collins at second base.
Not exactly what you want to see after the pitching coach comes out and talks to your guy on the bump, and then next pitch is skipped in the dirt and almost out of play. So now 2-0 here. Come on, fastball, something. Battle back somehow.
It's not the end of the world if the runner scores. Like, if you can get
that's true.
Out in a sacrifice fly, that's not the end of the world.
The world would still be alive.
Anywho, righty on righty. Chestnut 0 for 2 today. A strikeout in the third, a ground out in the fifth. (2-0) pitching coming, and there's a bunt shown, and he swung through it. Count now 2-1.
Chestnut is now 1 for 6 on Cape Cod. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. 167 batting average on his young season here for Falmouth.
Point streak still has not updated the score.
No, they haven't. I don't think
they've updated the hits. They took the error off.
Have they updated the hits? There are two scoreboards that have different hit numbers.
That is very strange.
Yeah, nothing. No.
Well, the count's right. The 2-1. There's a called strike. Good pitch there from Emis. The count 2-2. What we can tell you.
Good movement, yeah.
What we can tell you is that there are 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, and a runner on second. That is factual. It's factual matter. What point streak tells you, what the scoreboard tells you at Gov Fuller Field may vary.
Yeah, it's true. Strikeout?
The 2-2 pitching coming to Chestnut, and it's a swing and a miss. 83 miles an hour, and Chestnut spun around like a top.
I called that play. Humbeb. So basically, to explain it to you here, the scoreboard at Gov Fuller says 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. The official scorebook says 4 runs, 10 hits, and no errors. Discrepancies between all 3 for the Harbor Hawks, between the official scorebook and the scoreboard here. And guess what matters most? The official scorebook.
Well, you know what we call that last pitch? We call that a sword. First pitch now, Alex Mooney.
The pitch is called that, or the swing?
Swing.
Oh.
First pitch taken inside ball 1. Mooney lined out in the first, singled in the third, and hit a home run. That's the only run of the game to this point in the bottom of the 6th. That chased Magdale Cotto out of the game.
1, 2, and 3 for those guys have 4 hits tonight. Nobody else has a hit.
1-0 pitch incoming. Breaking ball. Ooh, just misses outside.
Yeah, Mooney has 2 of the 4 hits for Falmouth. He has half of their production at the plate today.
And he has all their RBIs, or all their RBI, should I mention.
Ah, very good. Up to 281 on the average now. Pretty good night for the guy. And the bleach blonde hair. Duke.
Oh, the scoreboard count just updated again.
Oh, okay, we're back to 9.
2-0, the pitch hit on the ground, foul down the third base line. We stay 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 5 outs away from getting back in the win column.
They haven't done the win thing in a little bit. They're 1, 2, and 2 in their last 5, and still 3 points, which is not bad, but I'd like to get 2 here after Katuitt lost tonight.
Oh, yeah, that thing happened.
Yeah, people could Google it. Don't have to live too much in suspense.
2-1 pitch incoming, swing and a miss. Now the count 2-2. Yeah, that was a thing. Count 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
Hey, Jackson Emus walked a guy. That's it. You know, as much as you feel like he's kind of on thin ice right now, he walked one guy, threw a wild pitch, then charged a strikeout. He's got 2 strikes on Mooney here. Could easily get himself out of this 8th inning.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Emus against the righty Alex Mooney, who has been quite good today. Emus getting every sign possible from Campbell, and now he steps away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The runner off of second. Collins reached on the walk. In a 5-1 ball game, regardless of what point streak tells you.
Yeah.
2-2. He struck him out 73 miles an hour on the breaking ball.
Well, the crowd really likes it for the Harbor Hawks. They're awful excited for Jackson Emus, and Emus tonight now runs his total up to 4 strikeouts. Pretty good stuff for Emus.
Emus just, that was a borderline ephus from Emus.
Harbor Hawks have struck out 11 tonight. Falmouth on the other side, they have struck out in total 6. They've also used 5 pitchers. Not the best idea going into a long weekend of baseball.
Colby Halter, 1 for 3 on the night. Runner off a second. First pitch he sees is a breaking ball called strike. 0-1.
It's also the Harbor Hawks only have 5 runs, or 4, so why would you use 5 pitchers tonight? I mean, you've got a huge weekend of baseball that's coming up, trying to put yourself in position to make the playoffs where you're only a half game out, and you use up everybody. Well, that's not the most fun thing to do.
Well, the Harbor Hawks are just here to finish the job tonight before 2 more games this weekend as time is called.
You mentioned Bourne tomorrow night, and
Orleans.
then Orleans on Sunday.
Yes. 6 of the Harbor Hawks' next 8 games, including tonight, on the road.
Yeah, that's a lot. Do we have to go to all those?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Okay.
0-1 pitch, breaking ball, taking a bit high, 1-1. 2 trips to Orleans. The Harbor Hawks only 2 trips to Orleans all year. Another Katuitt trip in there, another final Wareham trip in there. Chatham, another visit back out there.
Yeah, Veterans Field. You know, if Hyannis does, if the score holds here, that is only 2 losses in a 15-game stretch.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs the pitch, and it's low in the dirt. Good eye there by Halter. The count 2-1. Still off a second Collins. Halter, he has had a great season, and there's absolutely no doubt about it. 313 average, already 1 hit today, but 312 on the year according to Point Streak. 4 home runs, 9 RBIs.
Yeah.
So he's put up some numbers. The 2-1.
Will play.
Righty to lefty, the pitch swung on and weakly chopped foul 2-2. And this is where, if you are Jackson Hyannis, you serve up one of those nasty breaking balls to finish the job here in the 8th.
You say, I'm Jackson Hyannis, you're not. I go to Princeton, you don't. Here's my 71-mile-an-hour off speed. Swing, miss, good night.
Well, let's see what Chef Hyannis can serve up here. Runner off a second, reached on the walk. Hawks a 5-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th. Hyannis gets his sign from Campbell's, delivers. There's the breaking ball. It's hit on the ground to Riku, and he will underhand flip it to the bag in time to retire the side. So the leadoff walk does nothing. Jackson Hyannis, have yourself a night, and the Harbor Hawks will go to the 9th. Ahead in this one, 5-1 on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
We all have obstacles, challenges at different points in life. I still push myself every single day, and the harder I push myself, the more I find myself drawn to wearing UFOs. The first time I put on a pair of UFOs, it was like someone released the pressure. It was so crazy. When you are recovered and can do more, that has a compounding effect on all aspects of your life. Stepping into a pair of UFOs, they're truly one of a kind. There's nothing like them.
Best ever? Good question. Wait, why do you sound like Dr. J in your head? I've always sounded like Dr. J in my head, which means Dr. J's outside voice sounds like...
My inside voice?
Which Coke? The doc would know. He got the world to call him doctor without going to med school. There's only one best ever.
It's the top of the 9th as Coldplay brings us back in. The Harbor Hawks, a 5-1 lead, and a 6th pitcher for Falmouth tonight. And it is Joey Ryan, the East Falmouth, Massachusetts native.
Hey, local guy, pew, pew, pew.
So the townie gets to make an appearance. He's actually had quite a good season at Boston College, and he's been quite good on Cape, an ERA of 2.25, 6 games, 8 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts and 2 walks. So this is a prime arm that the Harbor Hawks are using here.
Yeah. The Harbor Hawks?
Or excuse me, the Commodores, should I say.
You should. It's good.
The Harbor Hawks are taking up some of these prime
Now
arms.
they are. Again, I would love to know why, Falmouth. Why? You've got a big weekend of baseball coming up, and again, you look at the standings over the course of this season, Falmouth is still within striking distance going to the playoffs. A lot of baseball left, by the way. But they just are burning through their arms tonight in a game where you don't necessarily have to. You're down to your last 3 outs. It's 5-1. So here we go. We'll see what we get out of the new guy.
Cole McConnell leads off. It is Cole McConnell. He has an RBI in his ledger, also has a double. It's been a nice return to form tonight for Cole.
Dude, yeah, you're right. 2.25 ERA in 8 innings, 10 strikeouts. This guy is good. This guy could be their, one of their closers.
First pitch, McConnell swings and misses 91, and this is not like... Now, this is a legitimately great pitcher, and they're using him almost in a mop-up role here.
Yeah, didn't have great numbers in the spring at Boston College, but he's been...
McConnell hits in the air left center field. Coming on making the catch is Chestnut, 1 down. Now, to run you through the scores real fast, because every game is final except for ours. 2 more ties. Why not?
You're kidding.
Chatham and Brewster, 4-4.
Brewster was down 4-2. They came back.
Harwich and YD 6-6. Wareham in a light shortened game defeats Katuitt 7-2, and Orleans over Bourne 6-4. That is also just confirmed final as well. So this is the last game on the docket tonight.
Wow.
First pitch, Tito swings and misses, count 0-1.
Bourne loss is pretty big too. The Harbor Hawks are in a solid spot here. Bourne was on Harbor Hawks' tail, and now it's Wareham who's going to be on Hyannis' tail. Those guys are not losing.
No, they are not. The 0-1 pitch and the delivery from Ryan. It's a called strike count, 0-2. Does Jackson Emis finish the ninth?
Probably. I wouldn't be upset if he did. You got a 4-run lead or a 3-run lead right here, so why not do it?
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the Harbor Hawks 3 outs away from a return to form of a game as the pitch taken high and away, count.
Well, yeah,
goes to
now
1-2.
After tonight, Wareham's within a half game of Bourne. Hyannis has a pretty solid lead on both of those guys. So that's a good thing to note that the Harbor Hawks are in great position as we move even closer to the playoffs. It seems pretty far away, but you know what? That comes right up on you, yeah.
1-2 pitch, and Tito swings and misses for strike 3. So that's the second out of the inning. Jacob Campbell, the last guy up here in the ninth for Hyannis, and he has reached 3 times tonight, and a fielder's choice, a single, and then an E2 that scored a run as well.
Well, just to go back to it, Ryan being in this game, Joey Ryan has been as good as a closer for these guys. He's got a save on his ledger, usually an inning or 2 guy who comes in late in the ball game, and 8 innings, 10 strikeouts. What are you doing? Use him in a 5-1 game.
First pitch taken high and away, ball 1.
Remember when Wareham was playing such gamemanship as to use Jack Hausinger, the second baseman, to come in and pitch a 9th inning in a 5-1 game?
He shoved.
He did. Just feels like you're misusing an arm down the stretch here, but it pays off with a couple outs so far.
It's fouled away. Now the count 1-1. Well,
worth noting, too, that Hyannis has done their fair share of winning games 5-1 this season. It's basically their favorite score, it feels like now.
Other than the tie, I guess. Oh.
True.
One, 2 outs, nobody on. Here's the pitch. Gets away, 2-1. In the Harbor Hawks won 2 straight games 5-1 back June 28th, June 29th.
Yeah. Oh, geez, that feels like forever ago. That's the last time they won 2 straight?
That would be the last time they've won 2 straight.
Wow. No streaks. No streaks for this team.
2-1, fouled away, 2-2. Well, that was actually part of that 4-game winning streak where they took down Harwich and then Wareham before losing to Katuitt, beating YD, and then tying YD, tying Bourne, and then losing to Wareham in the barn burner last night. But 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and nobody on.
Yep.
As Ryan, righty to righty, deals the 2-2. Swung on and missed, so actually foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, and that's the side retired. 8.5 innings through. The Harbor Hawks 3 outs away from the dub. Let's wrap it up here. Bottom of the 9th incoming on Harbor Hawk Baseball Network.
Diet Coke? Were you my mom?
You should be so lucky, because you know what moms do? Well, I suppose we should start with the whole giving you life thing. It seems like that should be enough. No? Okay. What about her ability to send shockwaves through the neighborhood without saying a word? Or whip up a ridiculous handmade costume that you forgot to tell her about. Not to make you happy, but because she had a reputation to uphold. She invented rideshare, called it carpool, and did it for free. She didn't need those dating apps either. You copied her jeans, her spin, her shoes, her scrunchie, and whether you realize it or not, her music.
Why not?
Oh, and she can win any argument in 4 words.
Because I said so.
Everything you're trying to do, she's already done it, did it better, and she did it with a Diet Coke in her hand. So, drink what your mama gave you.
Well, it's the bottom of the 9th. Jackson Emis is out, and from the look on Drake's face,
I love this guy.
Why don't you tell us?
Gabe Starks has gotten in the game, his first appearance with the Harbor Hawks this season. He is a pitcher out of the University of Arkansas. His last action for the Hogs came in the Stillwater Regional, where the Hogs punched their ticket to the Supers playing UNC. And this guy actually played in Omaha for the Arkansas Razorbacks, has a lot of great experience, and I used to do radio for his games when he was in high school. Why did I say that like I'm old? We're the same age, but I would do radio, and he was in the bump for Watson Chapel, just about an hour away from my town of Valonia, Arkansas, and so Gabe and I got to sit together and chat it up at the Red Sox game on Tuesday, and boy, look, it's tough to love a guy more. Gabe Starks is just awesome, and everybody that's met him since he got to this place has just raved about Gabe Starks, and I love seeing him in a ball game at 5-1. He's going to be a closer type for the Harbor Hawks, and it just makes my heart happy.
Well, this past season at Arkansas, 11.2 innings pitched, an ERA of 4.63, 18 strikeouts to 10 walks, and he is in to slam the doors.
You hear that? 11 2/3, 18 strikeouts. Yeah, whatever. The couple walks, strikeouts what matter.
And the first guy he is going to face tonight is one of his fellow Razorbacks.
Hey, Gabe Starks and Stovall coming up to bat against each other. That's neat, isn't it? Poetic. How fun is that? I'm like getting a candy store. Getting to call a game for Peyton Stovall and Gabe Starks at the same time. If only Caden Wallace was here to watch the rest of it. Caden and I went to preschool together, actually.
You know, if there's anybody from Mizzou listening to this and hearing this broadcast rave so much about Arkansas baseball, I apologize.
We've been there before. We've seen a few Mizzou guys this season.
Yes, we have.
You are a member
Torrin
of the
Montgomery
Tigers at Como.
Yeah.
In the worst college town in the SEC.
Oh, my. Have you ever been to Starkville?
True. I have.
First pitch to Peyton Stovall. It is Razorback on Razorback. The first pitch is inside 1-0.
90-mile-an-hour fastball there from Gabe Stark. Pretty solid stuff, but I'm just yanking your chain there, Zach Berman.
I know. Como's
a pretty neat place, and I'm sure that both these guys who have played there can attest.
You know, every SEC guy I've asked the 1-0. Up high 2-0.
More good velo. 92 from Gabe Starks. I've seen that before.
Yes, every SEC guy I've asked, what do you think of Taylor Stadium? Their first response, cold. It was built in a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
2 balls and no strikes. Starks, his first appearance on Cape Cod, deals up high.
93 from Gabe Starks. Now, that has been one of the issues over the course of his career, is controlling that, and he hasn't pitched in a long time, too. I mean, he just got to Cape Cod about a week ago, and so getting him back up and going is going to be part of this experience for him.
3-0 delivery, and there's a called strike. Starks, 93.
93 again on the fastball. Humming in there, big boy. He's using his whole body to throw to. You'll see he comes way back and then fires it on home.
3-1. Starks deals, and it's a weak chopper to first, and Shanuel will take it to the bag himself. So in the battle of the Arkansas Razorbacks, Gabe Starks victorious, and there's out number 1.
Good jazz right there. Gabe Starks, well done. Setting him down, too.
So Jacob Walsh comes in with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, nobody on. The last 2 men standing are Ducks.
Yeah, a couple of Oregon guys.
Walsh 0 for 3, strikeout, fly out, ground out in the 2nd, 4th, and 6th, respectively. First pitch to Walsh, and he takes a called strike 1. 93 miles an hour, Gabe Starks. 0-1. Righty to lefty. Starks gets his signs, sets and deals the pitch. Breaking ball misses just a touch high, and the count 1-1.
Starks, you're seeing he's really working that fastball. He got a decent breaking ball, but when you're humming at 93, you got a guy doing that here in the 9th inning. That's quite all right.
1-1 pitch hit on the ground to Riku Nishida, takes it on a hop. Sidearms at the first in time, and the Harbor Hawks are 1 out away from taking the dub.
Just one more. Just one more here.
Josiah Cromwick, the last man standing here for the Commodores. Righty to righty, first pitch, Cromwick. in the batter's box and delivery. It's hit right back up the middle through for a base hit. So the inning stays alive. Cromwick was opportunistic and was sitting on that first pitch low fastball. Took it right up the gut.
Yeah, just a good piece of hitting there, and the game stays live with Pinckney coming to the plate from Alabama, but Arkansas and Alabama and 1 out needed for Starks.
I'm sure Arkansas and Alabama have played numerous times on the baseball diamond. Runner off of first. And the first pitch swung on and missed. Pinckney down 0-1 in the count, 84 miles an hour, like the slider there from Starks. No balls and a strike, 2 outs. Runner off of first. The 0-1. Starks steals. It's a breaking ball, weakly chopped foul, and the Harbor Hawks are 1 strike away.
Here we go, Gabe. Get it done right here and give the Harbor Hawks their 12th win of the season. A dozen if he can do it here.
The slow clap begins. Runner off of first, Cromwick. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The Harbor Hawks a 5-1 lead here at Gov Fuller Field. Starks righty to righty, set, steals the 0-2 pitch. It's hit on the ground to short and past 2 outstretched gloves for a base hit. So the Commodores not going away just yet. Now they have runners on first and second. Drew Brutcher at the plate and the tying run in the on-deck circle.
Yeah. Also, hey, point streak is updated. 5-1 score. All right.
Now we can confirm.
Right, I was really worried. I usually go back after these ball games are over and I calculate statistics, but the stats were going to be wrong in this case, and the Harbor Hawks will be short a couple. They still do have 10 hits and no errors, which differs from the Gov Fuller scoreboard. I would take that, though. It's 1 more hit and 1 less error than Falmouth has the Harbor Hawks charged with.
So now a righty-lefty matchup. Drew Brutcher, strikeout, flyout in his 3 plate appearances. First pitch in the dirt, ball 1.
Starks hides that ball well, too. When he comes back with the baseball, you'll see it's still kind of in the glove, and he pulls it all forward. He's really, that recoil is what gives him such good velocity.
Off of second is Cromwick, off of first Pinckney. The Commodores looking to put together a little 2-out magic. The 1-0. That's a high fly ball, left center field. That could be trouble. Flores back, and it is gone. And oh boy, what do we have here, folks? A 3-run homer for Drew Brutcher. And don't look, now it is a 1-run game.
2 outs, nobody on, couple of base hits, and then a home run. Now, had the game really been 4-1, the Harbor Hawks would certainly be in trouble. Luckily, it is still 5-4. So that is not exactly what you ordered with 2 down, and there is very quick action in the bullpen. Here comes Eric Beatty. I wonder if they'll make a change. What they may do is come out. Look, if you're going to play gamesman here, you come out, you talk to Gabe Starks, you allow whoever's in the arm barn to get warm. After you talk to Starks, bring the next batter up, maybe throw a pitch, and that's not even. They're not. They're going to pull it right here, right now. Beatty is making the switch, so whoever comes in is going to be still pretty cold.
Well, you're taking a risk here, and in a game that seemed to be pretty comfortably going the Hawks' way, they were 1 strike away from finishing the job, and 2 base hits and a 3-run bomb by Drew Brutcher, and it is a 1-run game as the new pitcher will enter.
Yeah. Looks like Allard from here.
Jordy Allard, the Northeastern product, set to come in and slam the door.
Yeah, well, I hope he slams the door, and that might not be Allard.
That was
actually.
Brutcher's second home run of the season. His
Connor O'Halloran, hello.
5th, 6th,
nope,
and 7th.
Jordy Allard. It is Jordy Allard.
It is Jordy Allard.
Eyesight's a thing of beauty.
So it is RBI 5, 6, and 7 for Brutcher. Gabe
right.
Starks comes in, goes 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned.
That's 40.30 ERA, which he could certainly drop down over the course of the rest of the season. Let's see what Allard can do with the Harbor Hawks, and boy, has he been good or what since he made his Cape Cod League debut.
So the Hawks still one pitch away from
Yeah, right.
finishing the job.
Nobody on, too, so nothing. I mean, nobody's too hurt here, but geez, Falmouth is at least making you sweat here on a cold, dreary night at Gov Fuller.
And you can.
Allard comes into this one as well, having pitched now over the course of his career since 2018 in a total of 9 different spots, from Northeastern to Babson to Upper Valley Summer League, and here he comes into this one. A lot of experience under his belt. Over the course of his time in college, he's appeared in 91 games, 263 innings. He's 7 1/3 on Cape Cod, no earned runs, only 1 hit, Zach Berman, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Jordy Allard just needs 1 out. He's faced 25 batters this year and has allowed 3 of them to touch base safely.
Well, Allard enters to a Darude sandstorm. Wouldn't feel out of place in Columbia, South Carolina.
No.
Only thing missing is 80,000 fans and a bunch of waving white towels.
Now we're about 79,885 short here.
So it is the number 8 hitter, Corey Collins, who has walked, struck out, and walked, that will face Allard.
Oh, no, it's not. It's the Texas A&M kid. No, it's not. It's Travis Chestnut. That's Travis Chestnut. It's the A&M kid. I wish it was. That would have been fun. But you're right. It's going to be
Jackson Nicholas.
Nicholas had
Oklahoma product, the Grand Slam.
Grand Slam, great, in Omaha. All right, sweet, you guys. Well,
this is his first plate appearance on Cape Cod, and
please.
This is
hello. What a time to put him in, too. First time swinging a wood bat this
First
summer.
pitch, inside, called strike 1.
Jordy Allard off speed, 78 miles an hour. Come on, 2 more of those. Get a strikeout. Let's go home.
Hawks lead 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th, and Falmouth has made things interesting. The 0-1 to Nicholas, and it's spiked 1-1.
Okay, less of a good idea there with the spiked fastball, 58 feet. Still 1-1 though. Here you go, Jordy.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball 78, and once again, the Harbor Hawks 1 out or 1 strike away from finally sealing the deal and putting the Commodores to bed here. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled straight back. Did not miss one of our beloved social media friends by much.
Yeah, well, also, I remember that one time that I was mad at them for putting in that 1 pitcher. Makes a lot more sense now. It's worked out kind of in their favor that they pulled it within 1, but now Jordy Allard just a strike away, so.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and barely foul tipped, and the dugout loves it. Falmouth dugout, that is. Base is empty. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Jackson Nicholas, the Oklahoma product, fresh onto Cape Cod. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and exhale, folks. The Harbor Hawks survive the late rally from Falmouth and win 5-4. Holy smokes.
Hawks win. That's what matters at the end of the day, and not the easiest way to do it there at the end. Made you sweat a little bit, but the Harbor Hawks come away with a win, and now their record moves to 12 total wins on the season. They're going to be charged with 7 losses, 5 ties. So at 12, 7, and 5, they have moved a game and a half behind Catuit for the number 1 spot in the West. They've got now 2.5 games of separation on Bourne and Wareham, who are in the 3 and the 4 spot. So pretty good place to be for Hyannis. A pretty big win to get them back in that column as well. And Hyannis 2-2-2 through their last 6.
Well, a 5-1 win or a 5-4 win looks the same on the win-loss column either way. And that's how we're going to wrap things up. For the Hawks, 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors. For the Commodores, 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors. And now a time to name our Kilwins Ice Cream player of the game, and you could go so many different ways.
There are multiple ways to go with that one because you've got nobody had more than one RBI. You have multiple guys with multiple hits. Dom Patelli, though, goes 3 for 4 tonight. Pretty good performance, and you could give it to him, but I'm going to actually go with Magdal Cotto. I'm going to just jip Patelli for the second night in a row. Magdal Cotto goes 5 1/3, 1 earned run, 3 hits, 7 strikeouts tonight. Magdal Cotto was lights out. Now, you could also go Jackson Emus, but Cotto coming out of the gate like that, really good. So those 3 guys, Magdal Cotto, my A, Jackson Emus, and Dom Patelli, 1B and 1C.
Late sweats aside, the Harbor Hawks will survive Falmouth, a 5-4 win. They are headed home tomorrow night for a 6 p.m. tilt with the Bourne Braves, and that's just about going to wrap things up here for our wonderful producers, Abby Stokes, Ella Gibson, Mike Maynard, our sideline reporter, Bria Losick, director of broadcast ops, Harrison Myers.
Wait, what is that? What is it?
I think it's a great day to be a Harbor Hawk. And for Drake Toll and myself, Zach Berman, signing off from Falmouth. Once again, Hawks 5, Commodores 4. Good night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow.